Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Who are you? Give a call in. Tell us about yourself. What's your favorite restaurant? What advice would you give to yourself, your 16-year-old self, or your 18-year-old self? Enjoy the intro and we'll get into it, huh?
Camera thief, take pictures, run like the parallel stitches, attach my feet to the path I beat, teach myself to keep the answers brief, gnash my teeth like the last to feast, imagine me on that abandoned beach, sand and sea as if the jazz was free, I'm ice cream mixed with gasoline, direct attention to the craftsmanship, neglect to mention that the past will stick like initials carved in the concrete, like the tattoo that hides on your mommy. I still kick it with angels. The difference is instead of the bar, I'm at my kitchen table. The starlight shines through the glass, but you feel safe underneath that mask. Ferris wheel, give rides. The scars healed in time to get high. Lock the doors and hide the keys. Let's go describe how to climb a tree. Don't sign the lease, just cop a corner for you to curl up and try to sleep. Those cheap police won't find my wings. I keep my dreams inside my dreams. And if I had a time machine, I'd probably use it like a vacuum and try to clean. It kinda seems quite more than a handful of these regrets have been circumstantial. Now give me all the cash out the drawer, touch that mustache down on the floor, and I'll be in court holding a pitchfork before I let the contest outlast the sport. Pocket watch, impatient, find a mate then make the migration. Break the rules but first break the rulers and keep it moving like a rumor. I don't need to defend my defensiveness. I keep to myself, my family, and friendships. I got enough people I could disappoint. If you disagree, I think you missed the point. Now go ahead and grab a chair. Let me tell you about the last few years. Pulled out a sack full of Samson's hair and put it on the dash like a dancing bear. I wrote you a horoscope. It won't fit on this post-it note, but if I had to sum it up into a shorter quote, it goes, fuck it, you might as well row that boat.
All right, welcome in, everybody. What's going on, Cheese? I hope you're well, dude. A1 Way Street, thank you so much for being here, and thanks so much for all the comments and the messages of encouragement. You're the best ever. Billy Jones, yes, I did see that. I'm actually on the sly. I'm watching the game out of the corner of my eye. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of bummed because I did the free trial of YouTube TV, and I just looked today and it's like $89. I'm like, I'm not fucking. I'd watch maybe an occasional, hockey game, or now that my hockey team's out of the playoffs, and I'll figure it out. I'm not paying $90 a month to watch one Pirate game a week. Who are you? So yeah, I just wanted to set up something different. I know this is going to be less popular than me talking bad about people, but hey, give a call in, complain about your neighbor that won't trim his tree. I don't care. Let's just have a chat. I'm completely open-minded. I do have one question for each caller before they leave the call in. I'd like to limit it to 10 minutes if anybody calls in at all. I guess we just don't know. Let me get through the greetings and I'll post the number up. Hey, Blythe, welcome back. Thanks for being here. Seclusion, thanks so much for being here. Lily Von Lobotomy, one of the best names in the business. Benny Ray. Let's see. In other words, I have no lie to tell. I love Sinner's voice and presence. Do not always agree, but that's the beauty and intelligence and ability to converse and contemplate. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much, Benny Ray. I mean, that's really the best type of compliment. of course, we're never always going to agree. How boring would life be? Is there a panel link? I didn't plan on having a panel. I was just going to do call-ins, and then we'll take questions and, just see where it goes. I was hoping to do just one-on-one thing. Let's see how it goes. If it doesn't get to, if nobody calls, I'll just throw a link in chat and we'll just see what see what happens. This is all new to me. I've never done an open panel, but call-ins, I could just hang up on them. I do expect some, some interesting calls. It's Friday night. I thought for sure we'd have at least one taker. Yes, I'm going to do a call-in. I'll post the number. Unfortunately, I don't have the 1-800 number anymore. I have to do some more research and figure that out. I signed up again for that thing, and I had no idea that it was limited to minutes. So thankfully, when I did the first call in, the very last call was pretty much the end of the minutes I had available. So what's up, Coco Pop 627? Seclusion says I can try. Awesome. Let me know. All right, let's just get into it, huh? I'll post the number here. Give me a sec. It is I did get a Pittsburgh number. I was lucky to get. There we go. But bam, call in. Tell me all about it. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, shit, my bad. Here, this one's that's the right one. So how everybody's feeling out there? Let's see. We can fly through the clouds. Could sit in the interrogation room. We can fly through the clouds. I think the cat looks great with the clouds flying by. I don't know how it looks out there. Let me get back to chat. All right. Yeah, Blythe, if you want to call in, that'd be awesome. Crystal M says, hello, everyone. I changed my name and took the dispatch out. Oh, cool. So no longer dispatch Crystal, just Crystal M. Well, welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great night. It says, I've really thought about trying out YouTube and posting all this negative stuff like the bee. You know what? I'm going to host a class. Today, in between my two live streams, I did figure out how to cast my phone. I mean, I'm sure most people know how to do this, but it took me a minute. I know how to cast my phone to my computer so that I can share that screen, and I could set up a 10-person class, essentially, just to show how to make rudimentary videos. And then I can help as you progress. And haters are welcome as well. I mean, they should have a say. I think everybody should have a say and make the videos. If you have a stinking account, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to make a video, or at least start crafting some decent community posts, simple tricks like the, 1:1 ratio photographs on a community post are best. Just little tricks, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of gatekeepers that don't want just your average dummy like me to know all these things. I had to learn them on my own because despite popular belief, I don't really have a team. I just have a handful of YouTubers that I know, and most of them started just before me. So, we figure it out. But welcome back again, Crystal. Good to see you. Hey, Be Real. All right. I'm waiting. How embarrassing if no one calls. I guess it's okay if no one calls. We'll just listen to copyrighted music and make noise. It's Friday after all. Hey, unsupervised. So good to see you. I just went to a meeting, an AA meeting in between my live streams, and it was one of the best ones. It was a quick one. But there was a clever chap in there with great stories, and he had an old Newsies hat on. He was a true character. Twist says, oh shit, PA area code. Yes, indeed. The Steel City. It's up on the screen, Seclusion. 412-450-0440. 44 was my best friend's jersey number, football, high school too. Hey, KCG, thanks so much for being quasi-listening, nursing migraines on migraines. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure if my voice is going to help or not, but I'm glad you're listening as you can. I hope it gets better as quickly as possible. Unsupervised said, I never made a video and had no idea what I was doing, just jumped in and to drag a creator that was doing nasty-ish. You can figure it out. Exactly. Me too. I had no idea. I mean, I really didn't even know. I still make every video on my phone because I can't transition to the laptop format. It's just a different thing. It's easier for me on my phone and my reading glasses when I can find them. All right, who's gonna call? Let's see. I'll put on some cheesy music in the background. It is. Let's see. Let's see here. 70 of us. That's awesome. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Friday night. I'm hoping people will call in and we can talk some shit. I'm not just looking for yes men. Call in if you disagree. Let's debate. Let's talk about whatever. I just want to avoid like hardcore religious or politics conversations because, you know what I mean? Let's just fucking. I'd rather debate whether or not there are aliens. Have you ever seen a ghost? Give me a call if you've seen a ghost. Have you ever seen an apparition? Have you had a near-death experience? I want to hear about that. Have you seen the light? Did you feel your body lifting towards the light? Tell me all about it. Come on. What does Headstone say? My first videos were awful, and they aren't great now. Yes, I like them anyways, but not as bad as they were. My first videos were terrible as well. I'm not going to say who, but a larger creator. They probably shouldn't like me, so I'll just leave it at that. They're a goody two shoes type of person. Sent me an email, and that's not to say they're a bad person. They're just I don't. It's risky for them to give me advice, and they did, and it was perfect advice. They were just your aspect ratio. I was like, what is that? I have no idea what that is. Like, an idea what ratio is. I mean, I'm not a caveman, but I had no idea. So my first few videos, there were just text off the screen. The volume was out of control. I don't know. I got so much criticism for implementing fart noises into serious content that like I see it as a challenge, and I insist on putting at least one fart in every video. I don't care if it's the most serious video. I'll find a way to fit it in there just out of spite. I remember you saying that. I know, forget about that. I think your videos are awesome. I mean, once I figure out how to clean up graphics and stuff and how to remove background, it's so much more simple than you think. It's just a matter of like, when you go into CapCut and you see all those stupid tools down there and none of it makes sense, there's like 5 or 6 things. If you do that, then you can really put it together. So everybody's been so good to me. The least I can do is put like maybe a couple weeks in a row, do 1 or 2 hours. Whoever wants to join, take the link, and we'll just do it in StreamYard. And it's pretty simple. And if we listen that way in StreamYard, we can listen to whatever music we want to or whatever while we do it too. So that's easier that way. Widow Bailey, I see you. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Cleena Sandlin, thanks so much for being here. Come on, ladies, call. What's the problem? Nobody wants to call. Don't be shy. I don't bite. Even if I did, I'm thousands of miles away from you. Let's see here. What's up, Kim? Good to see you. Everyone's afraid to call. What's going on here? I tell you what. I thought it was a ghost. No, I skipped around in chat, so I try to greet everyone. Sometimes it's difficult. Let me put on some cheesy music in the background here. What do we go for? Future pop or classical? Epic is too much. Let's see. Who's gonna call? Will anyone call? Shit, you know what? I looked into pranking people. I mean, I could just call someone. Oh, look, someone's calling right now. I'm gonna mute it just while I answer. Make sure they're a real human being. Okay, we've got a caller. Let me turn this music down just a hair. Thanks so much for calling us. Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Hey, Seclusion, so good to hear your voice.
I'm sorry I sounded a bit breathy. It's my disease.
It's okay. No, it's great to hear your voice. We see you in chat every day.
Please
So
bear with me.
yes.
Um, First off, hi everyone. I had to turn off my chat, so
Okay.
I didn't want any interference.
Oh, I see.
I wanted to thank you for the background pictures and the scenario you did.
Oh, of course.
I tend to stare at the background as I listen and try to type. I am losing my vision
Okay.
due to my illness.
I see.
So, but in regards, yeah, when I had congestive heart failure, they were taking me out to the ambulance. They put me in, and I lifted my head, and I saw my wife at the back of the ambulance.
Wow.
She had her hands on the door, and I shouted her name, and she shook her head. She said, "Not yet, baby,
Wow.
not yet." I started to scream even louder and louder. And the guy said, "What the is going on? What's wrong with this woman?" And just before she closed the door, she smiled. She said, "Not yet." I coded in the ambulance. They got me to the ER. I coded again. They brought me back a second time. They took me up to the hospital. I opened my eyes, and there she was. She was saying, "Did I tell you not to come home yet? Don't you dare come home." And I looked at her and said, "Nicole, what's..." She said, and I coded again. The fourth time they brought me back, I saw her walk past with her hands in her pockets as she normally walked. Peeked in, she giggled, she says, "You don't listen, do you?" And that was one of the times, 4 times I saw her. The other time, I saw her walk past me here in my home. And she was laughing about something, and I went to turn my head, and she stopped, giggled, and she said, "I'm coming for you soon. Don't worry." And I dropped my snack on the floor and stared. And I said, "Oh, no." 3 days later, VCU ruled that I had entered stage 4. And they said there's nothing they can do for me except make me comfortable. They've not said how much time I have left.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Seclusion.
That's why I get upset at these creators who go after people. Innocent people like headlines, you,
Sure.
Brittany. They don't know that. You don't know that they're living. They've got life, and it makes me mad because people like you make me giggle.
Thanks.
When you go off, I sit here. I laugh so hard I lose my hair. I mean, I have a great laugh.
I appreciate that. That's why I do it.
And I also, excuse me, I also find it funny that between you and that crazy lady Moo, she's great. The two of you going back and forth, it's like watching a boxing match.
Yeah, I don't talk about her. I mean,
I know, I get it. She's funny.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind talking about it because I think maybe people should know where I stand on it because I do. I purposely don't talk on it. But I will say that I leave it alone because I'd like to think that ultimately I'm not the object of her. I don't think I'm her target. If she
I don't think so either.
if she takes some time and thinks about it, I mean, I think she'll realize that I'm not. I mean, I understand being mad at me and everything, but I don't think I'm the target that she looks.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I'm not stating that. I'm saying that life is short.
I agree.
And I wish people would realize that you don't know. I was on my way to a strong medical career when I was diagnosed with my disease. I was there. I mean, I was there. I was arrogant. I was there. And I got sick. And they said, "Nope, you are too sick to continue." So someone who went from being high up in the clouds to crash to the ground, I'm telling you guys, enjoy yourself. Look at your world. Grab your friends. Giggle. Drink a beer. Eat, drink. Have a good time. And I have to admit that since they put me in medical seclusion, being this way, locked away, I cannot have contact with the outside world. I don't have it. I will get sick and I will die quickly. So you guys, YouTube, hearing your laughter, seeing headlines, and seeing that crazy Be Real and that other great people that make me laugh and giggle, I really appreciate you guys.
And we got nothing but love for you too, Seclusion. And I promise I've got a couple new walking videos for you as well.
I cried when you showed me that walk.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
I sat here bawling. I was like, outside, look. So I have to go. I'm cutting pizza for my mom. But I love you guys a lot.
You're the best, Seclusion. And I wish you all the comfort in the world.
They don't know how long I have. They said it could be any time. So I'm reluctant to give my number out to people. But if I may impose upon you, if I can send you a private message with my cell phone number.
Of course.
Can I do that, please?
Of course, absolutely. And just get in touch with me anytime. Just send me an email.
Okay.
Email me is the best way, and then.
All right, I need to cut this pizza. My mom just came home, just looking at the pizza with hungry eyes. So.
Okay. Well, enjoy your pizza and find yourself some comfort. We'll be here if you need us.
Okay. God bless you guys, and I'm dropping
and
back
bless
down
you
the
as well.
chat.
Stay
God
blessed.
bless you guys. Bye
Thanks,
now.
Seclusion. How sweet.
Bye now.
Well, man, I didn't expect all that sweetness. Good Lord. Welcome in, Brittany J. Thanks so much for being here. Wow, that kind of got me a little bit. There's Seclusion. And I think we can all take a lesson in that. It really, and I've dealt with loss. So, I mean, it's difficult to, just like, all right, let me calm my fucking brain down for a minute. Okay. Just like pain, your body forgets what loss feels like. So you really don't know what you have until like the moment you lose it, and I think we all need to keep that in mind. Like Seclusion said, squeeze the people next to you and let them know that you give a fuck, excuse my language, but yes. And there's my email right there, Seclusion. How sweet. And thank you so much again for calling. Who's going to call in next? Who's not going to make everybody cry? Thanks, Seclusion. You know we have your back here. I knew you weren't having the easiest time. I had no idea of the extent. Thanks for sharing with us. Patricia Burns says, Cocoa Pop 627. No way. I sound like I'm a sorcerer related. Oh, wait. Saucer? I don't know that word. I'm a saucer related to the Shameless crew. The Scottish accent sounds dignified and educated in comparison. Yeah, I do apologize. I don't have the international number. I have to get that sorted out. I just went and made myself a Google number. Hey, Trigger, thanks so much for being here. Yes, and so it was so sweet to hear Seclusion's voice. Yeah, not to lie, I'm a little fucking envious about the pizza situation. I wish I had a pizza right now. She says, my mother is currently in a similar situation. She's canatotic post-heart attack with major brain damage due to lack of oxygen. I knew that. I didn't want to mention it, but I hope she's doing well, man. We're all good to go. That's the trick. I mean, how to deal with that is the tricky part. I mean, let there be no question. There's a slow train coming for all of us. I became pretty comfortable with my mortality early on in life due to unfortunate circumstances. Many of us, I know I talked to a lot of you through email, and many of us have seen some shit. I know Cheese has. Hey, Megan, thanks so much for being here. We're doing a call-in if you want to call us. Name the topic. If you're tired of your neighbors practicing kids' piano lessons, call in and bitch about it. Call whatever. Tell your grumpy uncle to call in and tell me about his sports team. Let's talk about anything. A1 says we have different opinions, yet we are a caring community. Yes, if you've got a confession, call in. Look, you can if you want to call in and stay completely anonymous, you can. Well, the FBI could probably still track you. Anyways, if you hit *67 before you call in, nothing will show up it'll just say block call here, and I'll still answer. I'm a risk taker, Friday night confessional. What's the worst thing you've ever done? Call in and tell me, have you ever shoplifted before? Did you get caught? It's a scullery with a person from Liverpool, UK. Oh, okay. Refers to a stew or soup called scouse. See, now I'm talking about stew and pizza. I should have eaten before this live stream. How's everybody feeling? It's Friday. I mean, look, there's 75 of us and no drama yet. Pookie's in the house. What's happening? This music's annoying me. Let me see what else we got. She said, I made it 2 times past my life expectancy now. All right, we've got a call. Let me pause this one moment while I greet them. Okay, we have a new caller. You can call yourself whatever you'd like.
This is SG.
Oh, SG. Oh, thanks so much for calling. How are you?
Scared.
SG's nervous about her call. Don't be. I think everybody's happy to hear your voice.
Well, I'm sitting here naked.
Oh, well, there's that.
I'm just feeling so exposed now.
Well, that'll do it. I mean, you got, 71. Did you scare 4 people away, SG? What happened? What's going on here?
I know. If I can't make a joke, then I'm not having a good day.
Okay. Well, the floor is yours. I can look up dad jokes or go for it.
Okay, if I'm sitting here naked, does anybody have that picture in their head?
I think you've just done that to all of us, SG. Don't get me canceled.
I'd like to hear the descriptions.
Okay, man, you're gonna get me fucking kicked off of YouTube. All right, if the chat's down, I mean, I'm an open-minded man. I'm not sure what the rules are here, but if the chat obliges, I mean, what can you do? Yeah, I think even Emmy's blushing, but yeah. It probably doesn't help that I have baby making music on. It's too loud. Okay, this volume.
Okay, there we go. Read one of the comments, and then just go to different comments because I want to laugh.
All right, let's have a look. Cheese is talking about a much more serious subject. And Marie says, "Oh my gosh, her voice is exactly like I imagined." But no one's giving a description of. Okay, yeah, SG After Dark. Coco Pop 627 says.
Love it.
Then Sharon says, "Exposing exposing or dancing." Marie says, "Big Boob McGee is what I think." There you go, your first description. Yeah, you're definitely going to give me canceled.
Nobody gets as naughty as I do.
Well,
I would have something real explicit in there.
I know, but I think we would just. I have to make sure. I have to look at my phone to make sure they haven't kicked us off already. I don't know.
I just hope people are laughing.
They are. Blythe is. Everyone's laughing, guys. Headstones wants to know. Do you have a pole in your home? Do you have a dancing pole?
Well, I did.
That's a yes. That's
And
just already a yes. If you have to, she's thinking about how many
but
poles she has in her house right now.
I I had the one coming through the roof like the fireman pole, but that really burnt the inside of my thighs bad.
Okay.
So I probably should have worn, like, I don't know, some kind of pants, but I didn't.
There you go.
You know, so then I decided, cover the hole up and we'll just do, the pole from the ceiling to the floor. And thanks to Marie, I got too excited about the pole dancing on the one live, and good Lord, I didn't have it screwed into the ceiling well enough. Well, I had used it so many times that the thing moves around, and the screws come loose.
I haven't seen it
Oh
myself,
my
but
gosh.
I can definitely imagine.
I went flying and broke my pelvis. My husband was throwing no 10s and 20s at that point because he just got the greatest kick out of that. I was still able to get up, though, and, limp out of here. I went to the ER. Of course, my husband had to wrap me in a bed sheet because, of course, the pole was in the bedroom. Where else would I put it?
That's where it belongs,
So,
technically, yeah.
I have to get a new one, though, now, because that one fell, and we got a little bit of a bend in it, and I can't do the bendy poses on a pole like that. That's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but it's a preference for some. Cheese says, I imagine that the lights are low and that you are glowing in the dark.
Well, with the particular type of paint I have, it depends on which one I put on, but I do have the glow-in-the-dark stuff. So, I mean, that's, possibility.
Blythe has some a pole advice here. It says, you're supposed to use your feet, not your thighs. So
well, it was kind of raining on the roof, and my feet were kind of wet, and so it kind of was slipping there, so I had to, slap those thighs together. So I got some little bit of ripped skin there and stuff. It's a good thing, though, I had shaved.
Fair enough.
So,
battle scars, Yeah.
Does anybody else have any pole dancing questions, or would they like to go on some other perversion?
Marie says she freaking loves you, and Cheese says, I imagine SG imagining me standing there in my Superman underoos. All right, Cheese is getting spicy tonight.
Oh, jeez. You're really getting flirty. It's a good thing my husband's in the other room, because he'd see me blushing right now. But I know it's weird. I'm sitting here naked by myself talking on the phone to people in a chat. That's weird, ain't it? Does anybody else do that?
I can't say that I do, although we have 63 people, and statistically, someone else does. Cheese says...
Okay, who is it?
Who is it? Yeah, give yourself up. Don't be shy. Cheese says SG is laying on a vibrating heart-shaped bed with satin sheets. So he's got Cheese has got a whole thing going on. He's got a whole scenario worked up.
Okay, Cheese. First of all, the round beds are a waste. Your feet, I don't care. If you get a rockin', honey, those feet start flying off that thing. It is ridiculous. And then satin sheets with a bed like that? Are you nuts? You obviously doesn't have much, you haven't had any late night activity. I can tell for you to say
She
something
said
that silly.
late night activity. that is about the classiest way you could put that. It's pretty good. Late night activity.
First of all, it's round bed. You've got to have daytime. Otherwise, you're going to fall off of that thing. You're going to get hurt. The ER isn't this full during the day. So it should be a daytime activity, especially with the satin sheets.
Sure.
So
I'll
disagree with you on that.
Yeah,
Talk to the expert.
I've never been fond of a heart-shaped bed myself. Although I can tell you where one is for a reasonable price. And that's out in Palm Desert. If you've ever been east of Los Angeles, like heading out towards Palm Springs, there's this place that is an ungodly place on earth. It's called Palm Desert, and in Palm Desert, there's a hotel that's called the Oasis of Eden, and in that hotel, every room is themed, and every room has its own hot tub. It's pretty wild. My favorite room there was the cave room, which has stalagmites and stalactites that are artificial. I mean, they're fake, but they do a pretty good job. You know, they look reasonably. They have a car that's or they have a bed in one of the rooms that's a 1957 Chevy. I mean, it's really a unique. It's a unique place. But,
now, the only thing that would beat that would be a 58 Chevy.
A 58
They
Chevy.
didn't make a lot of those.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that would beat it.
I know that place is
But
occupied
I've
with.
been to places like that.
There's the Marine Corps base, 29 Palms, not far from there. So you'll find that place occupied with jarheads on Sunday mornings quite often.
I do like a man in a suit, but my husband looks so fine in one.
There you go.
I don't need any more.
Well,
I'm
that's
fanning
good.
myself right now just thinking about it. I'll have to take a shower after this. Oh my gosh. This is confession night.
Yes, well,
Of course I talk like this all the time.
I mean, let's see. Seclusion confessed the worst thing that she's done. Says worst thing I've done: signing up a pushy anti-gay person for gay magazines. That's not terrible. That's awesome. That's capitalism, baby.
I'm
That's
so proud.
That's like real life trolling right there. There's a trophy for you somewhere, for sure.
That's good. That's exquisite, high quality, naughty talk. There should be an award for that.
I really think so too. Let's see here.
The hot dog award or something.
Emmy said turn the music down a little bit. Is that? I don't hear the music at all now. Do you guys hear it at all? There we go. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, that's okay. I was thinking of, Amy said if she would call in, then would I call in? Well, I ended up calling in first.
Well, there you go. Well,
so I think, and Marie, I think, did agree a while back. If I called first, she'd call.
There you go. See, you're spearheading this operation. I'm with it.
Those are my two ladies this is going to be tag.
Okay.
And one of them has to call in next.
Blythe said, I like a man in boots.
Ooh, with nothing else?
Just boots, Blythe.
I mean, we're going to do one skit. We got to do the whole thing with that, the naked thing all the way through. Otherwise, it doesn't, it's got to flow. It's got to be a flow to it.
True. Boy, I'm kind of nervous as to what Marie's going to bring here. Then I guess,
I know.
Or Emmy for that matter. I'm sure the haters are just waiting to clip this. SG A1 has a question for you. SG, does tequila make your clothes fall off?
Tequila?
Yes, tequila.
Anything makes my clothes fall off.
There you go.
Come on. What kind of a question is
She said a summer breeze makes my clothes fall off.
Anything.
Fruit Fly said, Sinner, you need an After Dark channel. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. I would have to see. I'm a small fish in a big fucking sea. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I hope more people call in and this turns into something. But until then, we'll enjoy it. But I would love at least once a week to have a crazy. And I'm working on a 24-hour stream too, just to be completely obnoxious.
We'd have to do something at like 1 a.m, because then I get worse. I can actually get worse.
Okay, perfect. Well, this is
mild.
That's what I'm looking for, because I was thinking like between 1 and 3 would probably be pretty dead time for a 24-hour stream. But I could fill it with space. I mean, I'll just read fucking poetry and Mark Twain and shit and then leave the caller number up and see what happens at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I think that would be fun.
You got to get Killshot and Willow in there, because I'm somewhat trolled with both of them.
Yes. I'm so happy to see Killshot back. And I'm even happier
Yeah.
to find out that he's not fucking interested in the drama. You know what I mean? So I think we
Oh,
could probably
thank
have fun,
goodness.
and we don't even have to talk to any of those knuckleheads or about those knuckleheads. We could just have our own fucking fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really that simple.
That's where I'd like to go. I don't know. That's what I'd like to do.
Me too. I think there's plenty of space
Yeah.
for us just to have fun. Tinker says, call in,
Yeah,
Molly.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Molly can call in. I really liked her impersonation of Queen Bee. That shit was funny.
Oh my gosh, it was good.
Lily
And
said,
I've always wanted to say this. Molly has really nice decorating.
yeah.
When she's sitting at her desk, I can see the living room behind her. It's very nice and tasteful.
Sure. Well, I mean, I have to say I have relatives out there in her. Well, and I don't think it's any secret. She lives in Hershey, PA. I have relatives out that way, and it's very common.
Yeah.
People take pride in their homes. People take care of their lawns
Yeah.
there. I even heard Molly Golightly herself talk about, like, during the pandy, like whenever there was shortage on toilet paper and all that, it didn't happen there because there's community and they have a great network of distribution. Like,
Yeah.
really good people there. In general.
Yeah, we got that here.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, but that
It's harder out
impersonation.
here, like when I run around naked outside at night. Well, it's actually easier for me to do it around here. The problem is everybody knows everybody. So one sees you, they call everybody else. That's the problem most of the people I go to church with.
I see.
Plus, I go to this other church, too, and it's like, oh, the worst one. Oh, my gosh. My husband and I, on our honeymoon, we went to Jamaica, and we stayed in the hotel on the new beach side.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh. It's nice. You can just, shower and just walk outside. And that is very convenient. Now, so we took pictures, okay? This was before everybody had a cell phone.
Okay. Well, thank goodness.
But we had a real nice camera.
Oh, okay.
But we took pictures, like, sitting at a table with the best areas on our body covered. And I brought those pictures home. All our friends thought they were hilarious. And of course they expected that I would do it, so that was no surprise. Well, my husband had an aunt that was pretty high up in the community where he lived.
City council
and
member.
We went to... Huh?
I said city council member. I was just taking a stab at it.
She could have been something like that. It's a small community that he lived in, right on the bounds of Hammond, Indiana, is where his community was. And they were having a 4th of July parade, and so his aunt was up on, like, the back of a semi. They put up their flatbed for the guest of honor. And so there's a bunch of people sitting, and his aunt is somewhat toward the end. And I said, oh, honey, go get our, wedding pictures so she can see them. And make sure you take out the nude pictures.
Whoopsies.
So I go and hand them to people. And there's maybe 12 people on here, I think. And there's like bank presidents, you know what I'm saying, right?
Sure.
And I start seeing people look through the pictures, as I pass them down, and they start looking at us. And they're looking at the photo.
Busted.
And they're looking at us, and they're looking at the photo.
Well, just imagine. The photo Mac guy back in the day was just like, he saw everybody's ass.
Yeah. Well, I don't get embarrassed easy. And at first I went, oh my gosh, and was slapping my forehead. But then I went, well, too late now. And thank goodness I look as good as I do. Fortunate. Not that I was a beauty or anything, but it was like, could have been worse. And we sat in that spot right next to them the whole time. So the whole time they were watching. It was pretty funny.
That is funny.
Other people might have gotten embarrassed, but
we all
we've done
are.
some interesting things.
Oh, Willow's in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're well.
Hey, Willow.
Willow's
oh my
in
gosh,
the
he'll
house.
come up with some good stuff.
I'm sure of it. Awesome. Seclusion's enjoying as well. I'm just trying to do
Hey,
something
Willow.
weird, Willow, something different. You know, man, just pushing the limits, see what I can get away with. Go for it, SG.
Willow, this is SG, and I want you to troll.
Troll away, friend. Willow, my man. Zoot says, my grandmother many years ago booked a glamour shot shoot for me and my cousins for by mistake. Was supposed to be a family portrait. It was not. Oh my goodness.
I could see Willow laying across a pink velvet couch.
Oh shit. Somebody is making
with
that artwork already.
Red satin bikinis, a rose in his teeth. You know, and kind of on his side, leaning on the one elbow, and his legs somewhat, you know, one coming over the other.
Like the Michael Jackson pose.
And him winking.
I got you.
You know?
Willow, you heard it, man.
Can you picture it?
I have a difficult time picturing that. I think the way you imagine it, but I have the idea. I got the gist of it.
Well,
the real question
is, a man.
The real question is, can Willow picture it? I mean, because he's the guy, you know.
Yeah, I think women could probably picture that easier than a guy could. Well, you guys just pretend like it's a woman.
Ah, I see. Oh, see, Blythe.
And then take the top off and take the boobs away.
See, Blythe is consistent.
And put some hair on their face.
Blythe is absolutely consistent, and I'm going to call it honest. Blythe just asked, is he wearing boots? That's the second time that Blythe pointed out that it's a boot situation for Blythe. I mean, that's...
No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go somewhere else for that boot fetish.
I don't know. Willow's a man in the South. He's probably got a pair of boots laying around. I'm not blushing. No, this is so entertaining to me. I just don't know, like, where the line is, like, how much trouble we're going to get into. Like,
it hasn't gotten too kinky.
No, I don't think so.
Trust me, I know where kinky starts.
I think it'll be fun. This is not intended for children anyways, and it's marked so. See,
oh, it's not?
No.
I'm like 17.
Hey, now that's going to give me big trouble. Hey, Willow, hey, Blythe, there you go, Willow.
50 years ago.
Willow is wearing blue boots, Blythe. There you go.
Oh.
You're halfway there, Blythe. Let's see. Marie says, Cinder likes it. Listen to the naughty vibe music. I'm playing baby making music for the conversation. Let's see. Wait.
I was thinking the stripper might be appropriate.
It makes me want to confess. Oh, well, I mean, listen, you guys are welcome to call and confess whatever you want. I guess it doesn't matter. What's the worst that can happen? They'll take my live stream down. Oh, well. Cheese says, so much for 10-minute max call time. Oh, yes. Well, you're right. It's been too entertaining. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, Emmy or Murray got a call. It's tag.
Okay. There you have it.
They have to. They don't have a choice.
Okay. Let's see who calls in first. I've got Emmy's number already, so I'll notice. Let's see. All right, one of you ladies got a call. Thanks so much,
okay.
SG. Ladies and gentlemen, that's SG.
Thank you very much. I'm bowing naked. Thank you.
Thanks so much, SG. You're the best.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, who's calling in next? 412-450-0440. Complain about your wife. Come on, tell me about your asshole stepson that keeps leaving the toilet seat up. Call in. No one will know it's you. Hit star 67. You'll be completely anonymous. Come on. You can tell about your crush on the mailman that your husband doesn't know about. I won't tell. It's all between us. Don't be scared. Let's see. B-Real says, I wish I was in shape enough to work a stripper pole. Well, from what I understand, it's quite a workout in and of itself, you know. My phone's at 70%. We're going to ride this until somebody calls. Who's calling in next? SG's the best. SG's sitting in the nude. listening to my crazy ass on a Friday night. I mean, that's how you live life, right? Fuck. It sounded like Clue there for a minute. Right. It looks like Brittany just popped in to show support. That's cool. Everybody make sure you're subbed up to her. She's still going through it. This shit is crazy. But we're not going to do drama here tonight. Not that drama. We want to hear about drama. We want to hear about the real life drama. What's the worst thing you've ever done? Hop on up and tell me about it. I won't tell. Dawn Marie, thanks so much for being here. Wild woman. Well, there you go, Willow says, I'll put whatever in my mouth. Oh, pause. I think really, I mean, Blythe is on the market and boots are the prerequisite. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I don't have any boots. Sorry, Blythe. Fresh out of boots. Fly on Your Wall 1977 says, I'm walking the yard scooping shit with headphones and listening to callers. Awesome. Thanks so much for listening. I'm still waiting. Somebody's supposed to call. I think somebody made a deal with SG as to which they are not fulfilling their part of the bargain, but that's okay. Let me take this comment down so you can see the number. There it is, 412-450-0440. Come on, call in and tell me about missing your ex. Tell me about the time you got a loan from the mob. You got your knuckles broken. Anybody, are you out there? Zoe says, if Betty Page was a fat baby like the Michelin Man with arm rolls, what did I walk into? Holy shit. Come on, guys, call in. It's approaching 6:30 on the Pacific Coast. Means it's going on 10 o'clock on the East Coast. What are you guys doing? It's Friday night. What are you doing listening to my silly ass? 60 of us in here. Hit that thumbs up. Tell your mama to call. Tell your pops to call. If your husband wants to fight me, fucking have him call in. Let's have that conversation. All right, Cheese, take it easy, dude. I'll be on for a little bit longer if you want to call in. Anybody call in. Seclusion says, the big Christmas party was my wife's family. I got so smashed, I got hit on by our teenage boy. I apparently said I thought he was cute. The entire family laughed. I've got a story of an older woman. You guys want to hear it? I was traveling cross country. It was one of my first trips on the train. And I wasn't accustomed to the train. And I left from Oceanside, California. And I was headed all the way to Pittsburgh. So I had to go through Colorado. I think, yeah, it was Denver. And I got to Denver. I was like, I'm getting the fuck off of this train. Took all my shit, went and got a hotel room, went to the hotel lobby bar, and this older lady. For me, I mean, I was a puppy. I was probably 22. I was old enough to drink, so it must have been 21 or 22, but she paid for all of my drinks and attempted to seduce me. But I declined because I was a coward. Red Castle says... Red Castle, great name. It says, hey, Sinner, maybe you can answer this question. The E's timed me out for asking this. As far as the injunction, what were the other creators doing that was hindering the search for Sebastian? Oh, shit. I'm truly one of the last people to answer. I never understood the injunction. And I never burdened, like I'm pals with Brittany J, but I never burdened her with wasting any of her time explaining it to my dumb ass because it didn't have anything to do with me. I'm not being snarky, I promise. I truly don't know. I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you. Willow is back on the market, so we can play it by ear. I'm going to be a little more careful this time go around. Internet dating can be tricky. I hear it can be. Let's see. Nanny Sharon says, oh my God, not my exes. Don't get me started. Come on, call in and tell me about your exes. I want to hear all about it. Don't be shy. Nanny's not calling in. Willie, are you going live? That's cool. Headstones, you're supposed to call in. What happened? Marie, have you disappeared? Hit that like button, everybody. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quickly. While I do so, I'm going to play a song for you until I get back. Hopefully it won't get me zapped. If it zaps my live stream while I'm gone, well then, I'll be right back. Let me see. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Let me get rid of this music so I can play a real song. It's a little band out of the UK. You may have heard of them. We'll see. Which one? I know. This is the call-in flyer or thumbnail for the last live stream, but it's what I got. All right. Yeah, so this is a little band you may have heard of. I don't know, possibly. Pretty popular. Let me see. Let me share a screen. Oh. Hopefully this doesn't zap me, but you never know. Let's see. I will be right back. Little band called the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, you got satin shoes. Yeah, you got nasty boots. Y'all got cocaine eyes. Yeah, you got sleepy giant. Get him and nothing on the window. Get him and nothing on your door. Get him and nothing down the dirty street. Tell me, baby, ain't no stranger. Tell me, baby, ain't no stranger. Tell me, baby, ain't no stranger. Get him and nothing. Are you safe asleep? Get him and nothing. Yeah, down the gaslight street now.
All right.
Get him and nothing. Yeah, throw me down the keys. All right now.
All right, I'll pause it. We'll get back to it. We'll finish that song before this live stream is over. All right. Who's going to call? Are you guys going to leave me hanging like this? That's fucked up. I see how it is. What's up, Mike? Thanks so much for being here. Call in, Mike. Complain. We're not gonna get too much into politics or religion, but if you're pissed off that your neighbor won't trim their fucking tree, I'm the guy. Call in. Let's hear about it. Sick and tired of paying alimony? I'm the guy. We're here for you. Oh, cool. Willow says he does a mean cover of this. Do you have it recorded by chance? Can I use it? How much? The best riff Keith ever wrote. I agree. And you know what? I was raised where we were more of a Beatles leaning in the big argument of who's the greatest. And, you know, I don't know, something weird. Like my family was more leaning towards the Beatles. But like, how is that even a fucking argument anymore, Willow, if the Stones are still touring? Like, I think the conversation's over. I mean, that's what I say. I mean, they're still writing books and starring in movies and fucking touring national tours. So, the Beatles, toured once for a few months, and that was it. It says, I do a lot of Seeger and Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart's good. I think, Rod Stewart, Bob Seger. I had my cousin was sort of a bully, and he was like, oh, let's go to the strip club. It was my first strip club. It was Against the Wind, was the song playing in there. And I was like, what is happening here? Mike says, like B. Tim was going Wong again. Only attorney fees and costs they get. Yeah, there's no 3 times. We'll get into it just for a second. Granny's watching is not going to get 3 times anything. Like somebody passed her the what do you call it? It's not the Grammy because they're not talented. It's the Grifty. Somebody passed her the Grifty award for those tears that she welled up. How sad, man. What did you win? What did you really win? B Real says, I always liked Rod Stewart too, Zoot. Me too. I mean, I think Rod Stewart's pretty undeniable, right? I mean, like, even if you don't like his music, just out of respect for what some of those songs, and he has so many songs, like song after fucking song that even if you don't remember it, as soon as it comes on, you know every single fucking word to it. It's bizarre. I mean, it's, just like Billy Joel. But, I mean, hey, Truth Seeker, better late than never is what I always say. You want to call in and shoot the shit, complain about something, tell us what you're looking forward to. Shit, I forgot to ask SG what her advice would be to her 16 or 18-year-old self. Oh, well, I'll get her next time. Willow says, find a reason to believe acoustic, Maggie May acoustic, and that's all right. Elvis Rod version. Nice, dude. So you said you're back in the studio, man. I'm pretty excited to see how I can help you push that shit. I mean, my little tiny channel over here. I actually know some music guys, though, on the East Coast. Lemon Pants Gump went to the strip club. I did. I was stationed in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and there's not much there if you've ever been in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And it wasn't your normal strip club. It was like a mega strip club. It was called the Driftwood. It was like several floors, and I remember peanut shells on the ground. It was quite an ordeal. Truth Seeker says my voice is kind of gone. Well, don't worry about it. I was just inviting you if you'd like to. I don't know. I thought that SG made some type of arrangement that Marie was supposed to call, but it looks like people are chickening out. Graham Parsons and the artist Keith Richards admired. The Sexy Cowboy is deep in me. Deep. All right. Graham Parsons, the artist. Okay, let's have a look and see. Let's see what the fuck does Graham Parsons look like? I already know, but I figured we might as well share with everyone since nobody's calling. Let's see, Mr. Parsons. Let's see. Let me take this stinking screen down. All right, boom, boom. Oh, stop sharing that. All right, so you say this is the artist that Rod Stewart admired, eh? Is that him with Roy Orbison? I love Roy Orbison. He's the man. Let's see, The Guardian. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we know Graham Parsons for? The Flying Burrito Brothers. I've never heard that. Oh, Keith Richards. I see. Did Graham Parsons influence the Sons? All right, well, let's have a look. If we can understand Keith, I can. I mean, I'm certain I can. Let's see if you guys can. Let's see.
and I met shortly after we had done those songs. I think we were just leaning in the same direction, and Graham being, as he was, a natural soul brother, God, Jah wonderful, and so then he cut Wild Horses as well. It was almost as if it was a magnetic sort of attraction to each other. I miss him still, sadly, dearly. And quite amazingly, I find, Graham Parsons, who never actually had a hit record of his own ever, has got one of the most solid and faithful followings of any.
Yeah, you know what? The funny thing is, the same thing is true about Alan Parsons. Even though he does have, Alan Parsons was one of the sound engineers on a couple of the Beatles albums. He was the youngest sound engineer at Abbey Road Records, and he was on the fucking roof when the Beatles performed for the last time. Um, Basically just running middleman between the cops and the guys on the roof. But I think what I watched a documentary about Alan Parsons, and then he went on to do the sound engineering for Dark Side of the Moon, and just a vitally important person in the music world. But he never got a Grammy, and it's fucking ridiculous that man doesn't have a Grammy. I mean, it's criminal. It's just nothing short of criminal. Anyways, I digress.
Artist that I can think of, especially given the fact that he never got to where he was obviously going to go if it only just kept his mouth shut. If he'd have just taken a little more care of himself, it can happen all in one night. And Graham was, it was such a sad and unnecessary accident in a way.
And I was muted. My bad. Yeah, I would like that, Patricia, if you want me to pull it up. Hopefully they don't strike me. It doesn't matter because we've already broken the copyright seal for the night, so we can play whatever we want. I was just thinking about playing some Big Bopper because, thanks, Emmy. I'm a step ahead of you. I was muted. I look, progress, right? Willow says, yes, ma'am. He said he almost completely pulled the drunken mannerisms of Keith when creating the character for Pirates of the Caribbean. I knew that. I definitely knew that. I heard that before too. And once I heard that, you can't unsee it. It's like, okay, for sure, for sure. But Johnny Depp's friends with all these guys. I mean, he's, was it the Hollywood Vampires or whatever? He plays with fucking legends. I'm not sure if individually, undeniably talented musicians individually, but I mean, who the fuck knows if they have it together? I've never seen them. I mean, I know they play still shows like the Viper Room and shit, like it's 1989, but the crowds show up, and what can I say about it? The Hollywood Vampires. Hey, Grain, thanks so much for being here. Just having a simple kickback. Got a number on the screen if you want to call in and bitch at me. If you want to give show support, tell me a joke. Just stop short of like asking me what is this mole, because I don't know. I don't know much. Rebecca says, Sinner, I've been smoking too much crack rock. I seen you in my yard. Waka waka. Yep, you're hallucinating, Rebecca. Find your way home. I'm down to my boots and a flower in the mouth. I'm here for you. Well, did Blythe already leave? There you go, Blythe. You're all set up. Are we playing the dating game here? Is this matchmaker? I can do that. I'm okay with that. I'm deadly on Jeopardy and Trivial Pursuit. I once played. I used to watch Jeopardy with my dad after school for a couple of years there, and we were good. We were competitive. Sometimes we would watch, and between the two of us, we didn't miss one answer. Green says, I got a message. We're calling on 900 number. Well, I'm not providing the spice. I'm just providing the platform. Okay, Patricia, I'm going to look. It looks like I just got it. Oh, that's funny. Breaking news. Breaking news. Someone in Rebecca Buzzy's family had their car stolen. Waka waka. I'll leave it at that. That's so weird. It's a dangerous world, man. Marie says, Sinner, confess to us your secrets. Ooh, I have to turn on the super chat goal if you want secrets of mine. Just kidding. I'm already being accused of being greedy. Hey, you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. And what you can't say is I'm not taking risk. I mean, SG almost got me canceled there. Rolo says, I do know a beautiful woman who can hold her own in Twister. What about Billy Idol? My first boyfriend used to drive by my house when I was young, playing the song White Wedding so many years ago. Memories. A White Wedding. That guy is still rocking too. It's fucking unreal. I think he's going on tour. I'm not even kidding. You know what? I will look at your email in a second, Patricia. I need to see. I'm pretty sure I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that I heard that Billy Idol was on tour. Kind of looks like a bobblehead of himself. He got a lot of surgery, but he still puts on a show. I checked the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls into a hotel in Santa Barbara, this fancy secret hotel that I worked at. And I swear to God, man, the man's face was like fucking plastic. You could have knocked on it like straight up. I was like, man, he didn't look bad. He was just shiny and it looked plastic. Let's see. The total opposite of that same hotel, I checked in the guy that always wears the beanie from ZZ Top, and he didn't have one stitch of fucking plastic surgery, and he looked like $1 million. He looked like he was 50, and he's probably 70. I was right. Billy Joel tour coming to you. Look at him go. Oh, you can't see. Let me finish his keys. Like I was saying, Billy Joel is touring all across the country. He's in Texas tonight, in fact. Jesus, he's playing a fucking 100 shows, too. That's some share shit. I mean, how long could you do that? Anyways. Move the comment. My bad. Thank you.
Grievous Angel. Well, I don't have one on me. Any time, yeah. I was listening to country music and blues, before I could even play guitar. I mean, it was probably one of the impetuses doesn't sound right, does it? But I always felt, in a very basic way, rock and roll can be suggested to be blues and country and white country music put together. The melodies of one being adapted, being played, to our brothers' rhythms, and the way that they both interchanged. So it was I was already pretty well versed in the music before I even started to play. It's just it got to a point where I had to try and at least emulate it or figure out how a little bit of it was done. And then I got my hands on a guitar.
Keith rocks. Get it, bud. Fucking, how is Keith Richards in better shape than everyone that hangs out at the Hive. Isn't that wild? Let's see where he says, my cousin could sing and play the piano like Billy Joel. I don't know if you guys. Oh, thanks everybody for who came through and watched the morning stream. I know that's far less popular than my dramatic streams, but I fucking enjoy them. I think I told you guys that already. Let me pull up. Let's see what Patricia wants us to play here. It looks like Scorpio Rising, 1992. All right, here. Let me give me a second. I'll pull it the hell up. It's Friday night. I guess we can listen to some tunes since you guys don't want to call in. You're leaving me hanging. It's okay. It's all right. I'll forgive you this one time. Next time, you got to call in, though. Tell your mama to call in. Put your crazy uncle on the phone. Let anybody want to argue about flat Earth. Let's go. Scorpio Rising. This song is called Peace Frog. It's from 1992. I'm not sure if it's a video. Looks like it's just the artwork from the band, and this is a special request from Patricia in the chat. Give me 1 second. Let me get this shared. I can't vouch for this. This may be the worst fucking song that you ever hear in your life, to be quite honest with you. We're in this together, guys. So, like they say, we're not all in the same boat, but we're all in the same water. So here goes nothing. We know this song. Somebody's been listening to Nirvana. Hit the thumbs up. Call in. What's going on, guys? Thank you for the suggestion. I've got another suggestion from the chat. Let's see again, and do take it easy on me. I cannot vouch for the. You may be in for the worst song you've ever heard in your life, is what I'm telling you. It may be a song that you want to go out and buy. You may be fucking doing crunches to it tomorrow morning, for all I know. But let's be brave. Call in. Oh, someone's calling. Looky here. I'm gonna mute them while I do this. Greet them one moment. All right, we got John on the phone.
Okay.
We got John on the phone. How are you tonight, man? How's it going tonight?
I'm a veteran.
Oh, are you? I am as well. What branch of the military?
I know you are.
What branch did you serve in?
I was Air Force for 4 years.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Did you have a chance to?
And my brother was in Vietnam for 4 years, or 1 year.
Oh, salute to him. Tough times with.
So we served our country. Okay.
Did you get to travel anywhere interesting? What did you get to deploy overseas? Did you go to Japan or anything?
You know where I was stationed?
You could tell me if you want. If you want to protect your privacy.
Oh, no, Vandenberg. Just down a couple miles from where you live.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Yep. I'm just,
Vandenberg Air Force Station.
oh, yeah. Those jets been buzzing over me at the beach here in Pismo every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I know what Santa Barbara is.
Oh, that's very cool. Awesome. Small world. Small world. Everybody in chat, welcome,
Yeah.
John.
Did you ever surf El Capitan?
I have, of course. It's legendary. Although I'm still a novice on the surfboard, so and there's so many.
Oh, you are?
I am.
You in California?
Well, when I lived in Santa Barbara in the middle of the surf culture, I had to fucking work because it's so expensive to live there. So I didn't surf nearly as much as I wanted to.
No, not when I lived there. I lived there in the 70s. Our first house we rented was like $250 a month.
Oh wow, geez. So when was that?
Yeah, that was 76 in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to college there.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that was just a little before my time.
Yeah, you're a lot younger than I am.
But yeah, so well, shit. In '76, most of Santa Barbara, like Isla Vista, like Campus Point, the surf spots down there, that shit was all dirt roads still.
Yeah.
That was hippie town USA at the time. Now it's sort of like all the rich kids from LA.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for calling. You're brave. It seemed nobody wanted to call in. I do appreciate it.
I wanted to call in because I don't agree with a lot of things you talk about.
Okay. Well, let's have a debate then.
As a veteran, okay.
Yes, I am a veteran.
How do you support Sean or Seth saying he's a general?
I have no idea what you're referencing. I don't support anything such as that.
You do.
What?
Hey, you do, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
We got a live one. You have a good night, John. No, you know what? You're wrong, John. I don't support a general. Someone said they were general, and someone told you that I support that.
No, he says no. Seth says he's General Seth, right? Tony Nassif said that. That's a general.
Oh, I see.
I got a real problem with that because
I bet.
you served, I served, right?
Bye, John. I don't know. He was trying to tie me being a veteran into Waka Waka. Nice try, John. Also, you don't have the never mind. I'll just leave it there. I'll be polite. Next caller. Call in. The call-in number is 412-450-0440. and suck a big faggot, a big sack of fucking dicks, John. You dirty bastard. Because I'm a veteran, something about Seth Rogers and something about Tony Mathis. I don't give a you called the wrong fucking number, bro. You got me mixed up with someone who gives a damn about what you're saying. But I appreciate the battle. Let's have a duel. Let's wait for the next caller. John, you dirty bastard. This is Fozzy. You ever heard of Fozzy? I never heard of him, but someone in chat suggested it. So we're going to listen to Fozzy. Could be the worst song you've ever heard in your life. Could be the best one. I'm a general.
You are beautiful on the inside. You are innocence personified. And I will drag you down and sell you out. Run away. I am cold like December snow. I have carved out this soul made of stone. And I will drag you down and sell you.
I see what I'm looking at. That's Chris Jericho. Wait, is that really him? Fozzy is the WWE wrestler. I'm old. It's still WWF. What are you trying to do to me? You're trying to Mandela affect me, dude. I'm on to you. It says Chris Jericho band. Oh, so you're familiar with this? I never heard of it. We'll give it a go. It's only a couple minutes long. I'm sorry. I was trying to have fun, and that guy's talking about weird shit that I don't even know what he's saying. But I'm the general now.
Embraced by the darkness, I'm losing the light. Encircled by demons I fight. What have I become? Now that I've betrayed everyone I've ever loved, I push them all away. And I have been a slave to the Judas in my mind. Is there something left for me to save in the wreckage of my life? My life. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind.
Maria, I missed your request. Yeah, he's definitely not looking. You say he's 50. He's definitely not looking 50. That human growth hormone shit is the fountain of youth.
Left of me to save in the wreckage of my life. I become man. Judas in my mind. I become man. I become man. Judas in my mind. Judas in my mind.
you're right. Not now.
Okay. Give me 1 second, folks. I do have another caller on the line. I just want to make sure that they're a home team and they're not snipers trying to, let's see here. All right. Thanks so much for calling. If you want to tell the listeners your name and just a region that you're calling from, you don't even have to bother with your state.
Oh, for goodness sake. Hi, everybody. This seclusion works. My medication is
I'm just
I
messing
can finally breathe better.
Seclusion
Now,
is back.
when I got married to my wonderful wife, I was very poor. I had $5 in my pocket. I married into a very wealthy French-Canadian family. Nobody told me what to expect. And so my first major embarrassment that I did, I embarrassingly did not know that there's certain gestures you don't use.
Uh-oh.
And I did it in front of the family. It indicated that I wanted intercourse.
Uh-oh.
And I turned bright red. I also did the embarrassing thing was they have very expensive things. Very expensive.
Uh-oh.
I walked past an antique table and knocked the table over. And the table landed on top of a coffee table that upended an expensive tea service that landed on an expensive Persian rug.
That sounds like my luck.
I stood there looking down. I looked up. I said I was sorry. Then after they let it go, I made the very embarrassing faux pas. I showed up to a formal dinner dressed in t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers.
Oh, well.
And to make matters worse, I did not speak a lick of French. And I kind of sort of didn't mind the table manners either. I embarrassed the heck out of myself in front of my then fiance's family.
Well, embarrassing yourself can be enjoyable sometimes.
Yeah, they later looked at me, shook their heads, and they accepted me sooner or later. But Christmas in that family, she had a very big family, very big Roman Catholic family.
Okay.
Big. I did not know any better, and I kind of sort of didn't know who was who. And I told one of her nephews to go, excuse my language, I said, go fuck yourself. Because he had been on me all day long. The entire family stood, looked at me, and I didn't know that was inappropriate.
It happens.
I didn't know that going from poor into a rich family would get me into that much trouble. I did not know any better. But the most embarrassing thing I did was I said in chat I got drunk. And there's more to that story. I was given 64-year-old brandy. You know, old brandy.
Okay.
And I was told, drink this slow. And I said, all right. I gulped it. Okay, it tastes good. 5 minutes later, I'm like, what's wrong with me? 10 minutes later, the room's spinning. 15 minutes later, someone came up and said, how are you doing? I was like, hi. I was so drunk. And they called her over and said, what did you give her? She said, I gave her some brandy. Which one? You can't do that to her. When they stood me up and they said, let's get her out of here. And I said to Akeisha, you're cute. I like them young. Can I introduce you to having fun? And he turned bright red. And apparently I also said, I would like to have fun with you in a very nasty way.
Uh-oh.
And
We're
they
getting
were cutting
canceled.
me out.
We're getting canceled tonight, folks.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my embarrassing stuff that happened.
That's not so
That was-
embarrassing. Well, Willow says, well, look, Willow's game. Willow says, I'm almost 45. I have no problem with an older woman. Love is love. There you go.
There. Well, that's my embarrassment. So
Very cool. Well, thank
I
you
thought
for
you
sharing.
guys could hold that against me and say, "Oh, you really got drunk." It took 3 days to come out of that hangover.
Oh boy.
I just lay there drinking fruit punch.
You know,
And-
I have a brandy story. I don't mind sharing. I
Ah,
worked at this very well established old school restaurant in Pittsburgh. I'm not going to say the name of it, but I was a pretty good waiter, and I made quick friends. So I made friends with a much older guy than me. He must have been 20 years my senior. But he'd been the dishwasher there for years, and he was a tough nut to crack. He didn't make friends easily, but for some reason he took a liking to me. So when he went outside and smoked the cigarettes, he would tell me, "Come on out here and talk to me," and he was pretty much in control of the situation. But made friends with this guy, and I had no idea under his rough exterior back at home, he had the sweetest home life. His wife was a sweetheart. But the reason I'm mentioning the brandy, because he had some homemade fucking peach brandy. And I've never had a hangover like that ever after having dinner with him. And I didn't even have that much of it. It was like, I was definitely triple tipsy, but it wasn't like, drunk. But man, that stuff, that's not made for drinking the way we drank it.
oh, you really got smacked, didn't you?
I got me, yeah. It did get me.
Yeah. 3 days laying in bed, drinking fruit punch and looking up at the ceiling and praying to the porcelain god that I would never drink again. On the third day, I got out of bed, went downstairs. The first thing her father said, "Would you like some brandy?" I bolted for the bathroom and lost it all over again.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was so bad. I distinctly remember very clearly looking at the bathroom and thinking, "You're my friend. I love you. Let's be friends." And after that, everything they gave me, I carefully looked, sniffed, took the test taste. After she snuffed that into my system, I knew I should marry the girl.
There you
So
go.
I married her.
Now, do you want to tell us how you met your wife?
Yes, this is pretty darn funny. I was out shopping, and I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And I came out of a store, and I had no idea where I was. She was on break from the hospital. She had just broken up with her girlfriend then.
Oh, a nurse.
And I
There
had
you
my
go.
head turned, and I was looking at something. And in my hand, I had something, I can't remember what it was. I walked right into her. All I heard was, "Hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing?" She let me have it. I turned around, and I'm like, "What the?" And all I saw was torso. I'm 5 feet tall. My wife was 6'2".
Oh boy.
All I saw was torso. I said, "I'm so sorry." I cleaned her off. And then I started to move my eyes up. I noticed up, breasts. Okay, this is a female. Okay, up. So is this woman? Looked up and up. I said, "Oh my God,
She's got legs for
pretty bad.
days.
Yeah." She said, "This was my favorite shot. How dare you?" And she looked down at me. She said, "Have we met?" I said, "No." She pulled out her business card, put her phone numbers on the back. She called me. Well, it took 4 days for me to get the courage. And one of my friends teased me. He was just giving me the worst possible shit. "You don't have the balls to call this woman.
Well,
You
4
don't
days.
have,
4 days is sort of
Yeah.
if you get a number, 4 days is pretty much the
Yeah.
cutoff. If you don't call after 4 or 5 days, then you're probably not going to call. And then if you don't call within that time, and it's weird if you call 2 weeks later. I mean, what were you doing?
Yeah. So he rips the card out of my hand. He pulls out his phone and goes, click, 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 click. He gives me that. He goes, "Hi." He says, "You don't know me. My name's Will. My friend over here, she said she kind of ran into you. You want to talk to her? She's too pussy to talk to you." And I was like, "You son of a..." trying to get the phone out of his hand. All yours. I said, hi. He goes, I've been waiting 4 days. I didn't get your number. You want to have dinner with me? I'm standing there and he goes, well. He took the phone out of my hand and he said, you know what's wrong with her? She's too chicken. Buck, 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 buck. And I kicked him. Took the phone out of his hand, kicked him again. And I said, I called him a pretty nasty word. And he looked at me and goes, you kicked me. I said, I'll kick you higher next time. So she's hearing this conversation. She's laughing. She says, where do you live? I will come and get you. And he said, would you please just take her to bed because she's being impossible. She hasn't had any in 6 months. And I kicked his other leg and he went down. I said, stay down. She started laughing. She said, I will be there at 6:30. What do you like to eat? He took the phone out of my hand and said, what do you think she likes to eat? She wants seafood.
Oh, jeez.
I kicked him again. This time I got him in the arm. And she said, I'll be there at 6:30. I hung up his phone. I dropped the phone in his leg and I said, you're dead. He says, you got a date? You got a date? He goes, you dick. Yeah, we ended up, that night we went to dinner. We didn't finish the restaurant until almost 11:30. We spent 5 hours just talking.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So you knew right away.
Yeah, right away. It was, I call it a match made in heaven, I guess, because I wasn't looking. And neither was she. She just broke up like 20 minutes with her girlfriend. Like 20 minutes before, literally, she had told her it was over right there. I mean, yeah, it was a match made in heaven for us. And
wow, it's pretty cool.
we had we had our moments, but once she was done with her residency and said, you either come with me or you stay here or I stay here. And I went from having not any money at all to living in a house that I didn't know how I got there. And
the rich and the famous.
It was 4 great years with her. Happiest of my life. How it ended was wrong. It was criminal, but that's neither here nor there. I've worked past my pain on that. I truly believe that there is, when I leave, I will see her again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope. I mean,
that's the hope, that I will see her again. I do believe that what also did happen, that was karma. That was how we met, because you can think of many different variables. I could have said, I'm not going. I could have said, I don't need to be there. She could have said, I'm not going there. We sat down one day and we compared notes. We later found out that we were essentially in the same area at almost the exact time periods in our life.
oh, wow.
I was in Los Angeles. She was in Los Angeles going to school. I went to, where did I go? I went to, I think, New Mexico. She went on vacation in New Mexico.
Shout out Albuquerque.
It was up towards, you ever heard of Taos?
I have heard of it.
Taos.
I haven't been there myself, though.
Yeah, she was, I think, 2 days behind me. And here's the really strange thing. We later found out that we were actually in the same area, literally in the same neighborhood, when I was going to school. She was there.
That's crazy. We're like ships passing in the night.
Yeah, we kept missing connection, and then that one fateful day that I remember clearly, it was a hot summer day, and I was tired, she was tired, and I just went to the mall. I snuck away to the mall, and it was really weird. They say those type of connections are meant to be, and I agree with that.
Well, I mean, it's tough to argue with it. It's tough to argue with it. I mean,
yeah, that's how we met.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's cool. I'm always interested in how people meet. I mean, like you said, you guys were in the same cities, the same different states at the same time, and then it took just a random bumping into one another to make it happen. And big ups to your friend who forced the issue. Good.
Yeah, I find it funny till this day that I think about it, and all he did was he just grabbed that business card, and he was being a total, complete dick. You know, he was just being upset with himself because I don't know what his problem was, and he just took it out on me. And he was such a good friend that, you know, he could do that to me, and I do it right back to him. And, you know, I find it funny now that I think about what he said. Blah, 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 blah. You know, he was really being awful that night. You know, that afternoon to me. And I thank him. I credit him. I tell him, you know what you did? He goes, yeah. How come I can't find anybody?
Well, not to be funny, but we do have Michael J. Fox on the screen, and if you remember Back to the Future, he hated to be called chicken. He hated whenever they balked at him. That was his thing.
Yeah. So it was the best 4 years of my life.
That's very cool.
It's now that the medication's kicked in, I can breathe better, and I can talk, and I can move around.
I can actually hear the difference. I can hear the difference in your breathing. Yeah.
When it gets that way, I don't know if the medications will kick in. I don't know. It's such a bad disease. You don't know what it's going to do to you. You don't know what day it'll say, screw you, or it may say, hi there, I'm going to be nice to you. Or days will say, I'm going to give you a half day. You don't know. And that's the total bitch about it. You know, living with this type of rare disease, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to say that I am one of the longest survivors of this disease so far in my state. And I am now approaching the 3-year mark, but no one has lived past 3 years.
Jeez.
No one. I will hold the 3-year mark. If I can reach it in August, I will hold the state record. I already hold the record of ECU for this. And I'm very proud of myself. So,
well, here's the smashing records, right? Fuck that record.
Yeah, I'm going to break that record, and when I do, I'm going to party.
That's it. Let me know. We'll celebrate.
Yeah.
Fuck that record.
Yeah,
whoever even told you that was a record can go fuck themselves, to be quite honest with you.
I hear it all the time. You know, I hear, you're lying about your illness. You know, there's no way, you could have that type of illness. My disease is so rare. Take 1 million people, Senator. Just take 1 million people. Go through the crowd. Randomly pick out 2 people.
Jeez.
2 people in that crowd of 1 million people. You look at them. You have to pick. Which 2 are you going to pick? It is such a rare disease. I have what they call pulmonary arterial hypertension. It is rare.
Would you mind saying that again?
There's no cure. There's no treatment.
Would you mind repeating the name of that? I mean, you don't have to. I want to hear it myself.
Pulmonary arterial hypertension. The artery leading to my pulmonary, to my respiratory system, is severely damaged. It is so bad right now that they have me on a very experimental set of drugs. They call the Trinity.
Oh dear.
And if I go off these drugs longer than 12 hours, I face almost immediate respiratory failure.
Dang. So
what happens is...
You said, not to interrupt you, but I just have a quick question before I forget. So you said you just took your medicine. Are you taking like an inhaler type medication, or is it?
Yes,
okay.
on top of normal oral medications.
I see.
I also have to take an inhaler because I've contracted asthma-related, PAH-related asthma, which is also a complication. Essentially, the airways are so irritated and they can't contract properly. I have to take albuterol every 2 to 4 hours. If I do not, I go into respiratory distress. I think they timed you, me, everybody in chat who has normal breathing. They're at 100 oxygen. If I remove my oxygen right now, in 5 minutes, I will be down to a very dangerous 82 oxygen. At 10 minutes, I am down into the 70s. At 15, I am starving. I'm going into what they call hypoxia. I'm already there.
I'm familiar with that term.
61, at 61, I need immediate oxygen intervention. I need to be put on a breathing machine
Our friend 13,
I
I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to misquote what condition she's battling with, but she also has oxygen too, and similar.
yeah,
I hate this. I'm not sure if it's the same, but you know 13.
yeah.
She deals with something similar to that. She always has to
Mm,
have oxygen.
yeah.
Learned a lot about that about 13 through the that crazy lady, that queen, whatever, what's her name? The woman that was carrying around little bottles of oxygen and pretending to have
Mhm.
ailments.
Oh yeah.
What a
I cannot be away from my oxygen machine. I have to be on continuous oxygen. Everybody who's healthy, everyone, they don't need oxygen. At my oxygen demands, I can be in an ambulance I can take one of those takes that you see people roll around. I can deplete that take in 30 minutes. I can deplete it
wow.
because I have such a high oxygen demand.
Well, do you have one of those fancy?
bad.
Do you have one of those fancy like side packs that makes its own oxygen, or do you have like the big? Isn't there? I remember a family member of mine needed oxygen with, of course, complications after the pandy, and he had oxygen. The way they gave him, it was like this machine that made oxygen, and then he would connect his little thing to it, and then have a pack to take with him.
Because my immune system is so screwed up, getting out of the house does not work. So I'm chained to that oxygen machine.
Oh,
That's why my term of seclusion works, because it does work for me. I've made some sort of happy little life. That's why I get excited when you show me pictures of the outside. When people say, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened on the way home from work," or I'm going to kill my coworker. To me, that's life. I get to hear these stories.
Awesome. Well,
I get to hear them in a delight.
That's what we're here for. Yeah,
Those stories. To hear, oh my God, I'm in Pismo Beach. Oh my God, why? I can't believe that just happened outside. Why did that idiot run over my mailbox? To me, that's stuff that I missed out on. I have not been to McDonald's in 2 years.
You know what? I just went. I told.
Lucky.
I just went for the first time last week, and it's only because I saw the commercial for the app, and it was super cheap, and it was like buy one get one free. First purchase with the app was like half off. It cost nothing, and I had to go in and have a Big Mac for the first time in years.
Lucky.
I'd send you one if I could. I would.
I'm just glad that I'm here. The outside world, I don't know what's going on out there. I have no idea. All I know is that somebody's in office that's making a mess of everything. I don't care. I don't want to know. It's none of my business.
You're not missing nothing.
I just know periodically I'll hear, oh, someone had an earthquake. Or, somebody did what? I'll hear that. I'll hear the weather. I'll hear reports of, somebody ran over something, but I don't hear what is called the outside world. To me, the outside world, my world is here. You too. Nobody understands what it's like to be locked away, to have your freedoms taken away from you because you can't go out. And you discover a world where people are discussing normal stuff. You have no idea how much hearing you say, I'm in Pismo. That's it. Or I hear, I love headlines. I love her stuff because she tells me what's going on out there, but doesn't really go into the rest of it.
No, just the facts. I'm all about the facts too. That's what made me gravitate towards her channel.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't like all the extra bells and whistles. If I just want to know what's going on, if I want an opinion, I'll watch the commentary. Yeah. I just want, that's what I really like about Emmy. There's no fucking bullshit. It's just
no, there isn't. And I find that in this life right now, what little time I have left, I don't have time for anybody else's baloney. I'm sorry, I just don't have it. I'm just laughing over the quagmire that is surrounding the other creators, going after everybody else, going ding 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 ding, circus time. Let me sell some food, hot dogs, peanuts, soda over here, 50 cents. But if I could make money off of selling virtual food, I'd do it. But I'm just glad that there's a little bit of few small spots of sanity in this crazy place called YouTube.
It is a crazy place, and it's a pleasure to have met you this way. So hopefully we can
Uh-huh.
continue to entertain you and keep the jokes up in the chat for you.
Yep. Yeah. I hope that my wish now is when they say that's it. I've already put into my wish list. They asked, "What do you want?" during those last time, and I listed creators that I have to hear. And I'm glad to see yours headlines and that cool Barnes and Noble lady. They're amazing. They have made the list along with my music and other. I'm kind of looking at this other creative. I'm kind of scratching my head about that. I don't know what to think about him, but
Yeah, be careful. It's a wild world out there. You're no dummy. You're no dummy. You know what's going on.
I'm watching, trying to figure out what I need to listen to, try to keep my nice little world intact. But I seriously, that is my wish list, and that is in my final orders. And I also requested that, sadly, as my final orders, I've also requested that I want to eat as much ice cream as I can.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
Yeah, but anyway.
What's the flavor?
Anyway.
What's the go-to?
My favorite right now, orange.
Orange? Oh, that's pretty good.
Everybody who has seen me in chat says I stuff my face, and that's what I do. The doctor had said, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to lift all of your dietary. And so I cannot do the wiki-wacky. I can't drink alcohol, but Godiva, ice cream,
there you go.
Cookies, pizza.
The good stuff.
Sodas, candy.
Awesome. Yeah, treat yourself. I mean,
fudge. I'm eating normally. I'm eating my fruits and everything I need to eat, but she had said, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to lift everything. And I looked at her and I said, good. Can I light one up? Very funny. Get out of here. And I was like, but I said no. And no, if I test you and I find THC or anything in your system, you and I are going to discuss this and you're going to be in trouble.
Are they concerned it may interact negatively with your medication?
That's what she said.
Yeah,
she said,
it definitely
one
could.
of the drugs. One of the drugs is suppressing the cardiac chaos in my heart. There's serious damage to my heart. It's forcing the heart not to go crazy. And what this drug is actually doing, it's forcing the heart to beat normally and to say, hey, everything's fine. If I ingest, say, just on the off chance, I don't know, I smelled it, or take it, it'll send my heart into what they call tachycardia. Literally, my heart will beat so fast, and that's what they don't want. They want it a nice, slow, steady beat, be kept nice and calm.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why.
Sure, the last thing you need is to get super stoned and panicky.
Yeah,
you don't need that.
Oh yeah,
you don't need that.
They had said I know what's going on in there, and I'm okay with it. What gave me my disease? The pandemic.
Oh dear.
It was a complication. They ruled it is indeed a serious complication.
Yeah.
But I just looked at them and I went, that's nice and dandy. Does that mean, wait a minute, you guys say? And I smiled at them and said, game on. And I decided I wasn't going to let this bring me down. And my rule is right now, I will go down fighting tooth and nail. I don't care. I'm going to knock some teeth out. I'm going to rip some hair out. I'm going to rip off an ear, break a couple ribs out of this disease. Don't you tell me what I can't do. How about you tell me what I can't do? And that's been my attitude. It's fight the fires and kick the tires, big people.
That's it.
That's game on. And I hope I will be the first survivor. I know there have been strides.
There has to be a first.
But I don't think the cure is not there. It's not there. I'm sad to say cancer people have a better chance at life. There is nothing for me. They can't go in. They can't repair the artery. Can't repair the heart. All they can do is hope for a cure. But I believe deep in my heart, the minute I give up, the minute I say I'm done, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't. And I take perverse thrill. I hate having to say this. When you go off center, I lose it. I pick up my pillow. I look at Zeke, and we just lose it. I swear. He barks at that lady's voice, the one with the gravel voice. He's mad.
I
He
can
barks.
see that.
He growls. Like, I don't need to hear this, Mom. And I find it, again, your laughter, everybody's laughter in this channel. You guys are just amazing people. And I'm just so glad you're a part of my life during this journey.
And
I'm just so glad.
We're so
I can't
happy. We're
say
happy
that.
to have met you. I know I can speak for all of us.
Yeah.
I do want to say, speaking of great people, Nanny Sharon asked if Keith, if you're watching, hope you're well. And yes, I actually thought about Keith a couple times today. I'm not going to infringe upon the man's, privacy or anything. I don't want to reach out to him, but if you guys do sing, let him know I'm pulling for him, and that was bullshit. And I hope that's weird shit that she pulled doesn't scare him away from, because we all like him over here. Shit, he's a man of these streets.
Yeah.
He goes where he wants. That was uncalled for. Just to say, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, old Becky Boombots over there kicked Keith, who's super nice to everybody always. She kicked
I
him.
heard some of the controversy, but I wasn't certain. I didn't want to
Yeah, she
ask
booted him.
too much.
She booted him off
So I
the
was
panel
piecing it all together.
embarrassed him. Yeah, she fucking embarrassed him.
Oh,
But yeah.
karma is bad. It will come for them.
Oh, I know.
And what it does
I
will
just
sit
feel
in
so
your
bad.
mouth.
I don't want someone to have a bad time on my account. And
No.
the whole connection was, oh, you're hanging out at that channel that's so terrible. Like, come on, man. Fuck.
I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. The only thing I'm seeing is more pictures, please.
Yeah,
More pictures
Willow, yes, Keith.
in the background. Yeah.
Yep.
And Keith, I wasn't privy to that, but from what I pieced together, people will get some civility, yes. Maybe my lesson of civility they'll take a page out of my book and say, maybe we need to start treating each other a little bit better than that. Can we hope? But
as rugged as YouTube seems, I find myself tending to people that are going through shit and making sure that people are okay around here as much as I can. And I can tell you a lot of people reach out to me as well. So
what's wrong?
there is some taking care of each other that's taking place underneath all of this noise and destruction. But it's not nearly as much as it should be,
No.
Yeah, exactly,
Well,
Willow. The guy is one of the nicest, the most. There have been times where I was on a rant and Keith comes into my chat and it diffused me. Because I was like, here I am bitching at in front of one of the most positive dudes in the world. He's coming in the chat. Hope everyone's having the best day ever every single fucking time. And even if it's
maybe I should look into him.
I don't know.
He needs a little more positivity in my life.
But Willow, you should check out Flava. Definitely.
Okay.
Cracked off, to use Buzzy's term, cracked off at Buzzy. It's pretty interesting.
I don't go there. I don't go there because I don't need my happy-go-lucky. I'm gonna fight this to be pumped, so to speak. I don't want that. I need to keep this happy-go-lucky, laughing my head off, stuffing my face, giggling and going, oh boy, oh my.
No, I'm with it. I'll supply that as much as I can.
Yeah, you do. But anyway,
do.
my mom looks like she needs to talk to me, so I better see what's up.
Okay. Well, tell her
God bless you
tell her
guys.
we said goodnight. And thanks again for calling in. Nobody else wants to call, so I really appreciate it.
I know. I don't know why they're shy. It's like
don't
talking to
know.
somebody on the phone.
All these fucking tough guys in the chat all of a sudden, they're all shy. I see what's going on here. I see.
Well,
but-
it's not like you're standing there giving me a peep show on the screen while I'm talking to you. If you do that, I'm turning my phone over and going, not for me.
No, that's happening in the backstage.
That's none of my business right now. Whatever goes on back there, I don't need to be knowing
I'm
about
just
this,
kidding
okay?
with you. I'm just kidding with you. There is no backstage here. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you. So God bless you, dear people. I better see what's up with Mom.
Hey.
And I hope you guys, I will be listening and trying to chat, but God bless you people.
Awesome. You stay blessed as
I love
well.
you guys dearly.
Thanks so much for sharing with us, too. That's very sweet of you. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Bye now.
Bye. All right. That was seclusion for the second time. Come on, guys. All right. I got a feeling that Cheese is going to change up the vibe here. He's got some... if you guys don't know, Cheese has lived a very interesting life. I know bits and pieces of it. Truth Seeker is scared to call in. Don't be scared, Truth Seeker. We're all friends here. I just realized. All right, here we go. We got a caller. I'm going to mute you guys for a second while I greet them to make sure they're not screaming. All right, we got Cheese with us.
All right, I didn't mean for you to cut her short, but
Oh no, I don't think she was cut short. She said her mom needed to talk to her, so she had to run.
yeah. And as far as my mother goes, don't nobody worry about that. I'm not new to this, and she's obviously not gonna be all right, but I'll be all right. Okay, so check it out. I don't know if it's okay with you because I'm gonna talk about some like drug dealing, bank robbery, shit that's like happened to me in Vegas. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know how to talk. Just don't get me shut down. I mean, the worst thing they'll do is just shut me off. Don't give me a strike. How about that? Don't talk about too graphic of anything. You know what to do, man. Just use
All right.
I mean, I have no problem saying drugs at all. I mean, I don't understand why everybody says drugs.
I don't think it's a secret that I sold drugs in the past, and I'm definitely not ashamed of it. So anyway, so let's go back to about somewhere early '90s, right? I'm real bad with dates and all that, right? But I was living in Sacramento. This kind of pertains to what happened in Vegas. I was living in Sacramento, and there was an incident. You guys probably don't remember this because it was a long time ago, but there was a department store, an electronics store called Good Guys, and it was an electronics store, kind of like Best Buy is now. And I was living in South Sacramento, and this happened at the mall in South Sacramento, Florence Center, right? And it was a long, drawn out thing, right? There was a hostage situation. Some like young Asian guys took over the store. They had hostages. You know, they didn't. The plan to rob the place spoiled, and they ended up taking all these hostages and whatnot. And it was an all day thing. Like we went to the parking lot of Florence Center and we're watching it literally in the parking lot with hibachi grills going and grilling hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff, right? And then it got bad. It went real bad, and you could even look this up on YouTube. It's all over YouTube. They had a bunch of people
91?
tied up with. Hello?
Did you say
It could have been
1991?
91. It was early 90s. It was good guys in Sacramento, and there wasn't too many odd situations, right?
Yeah, I've got it
So
up
anyway,
on
we were there watching it.
I've got it on
You
the
remember
screen. I've got it on the screen. April 4th, 1991.
Okay, so we were in the park. This started early in the day, and then we're watching it. And what had happened was they had all the hostages tied up with like extension cord. Long story short, they went to take out the guy that was walking in front, and the sniper messed up. When he hit the glass, I guess he didn't understand or realize that the glass was thick enough that it changed the trajectory of the bullet, and it missed his target. So the guy just started, dumping on everybody, just dome shots one after. It's all on YouTube. But anyway, we ended up watching that, right? And then a few months later, shortly after that, everybody started getting busted for what we were doing in Sacramento, right? And I ended up going to Las Vegas, where my grandmother lives. And while I was there, right away I started doing what we were doing in Sacramento, right? Because I had plugs, right? And we were selling dope. And anyway, I ended up buying this Astro van, right? That I was like, somebody I knew, some big time gangbang crip dude owned it, and I bought it off him. And so. And all of this is true, 100% true. It's totally. It was. I'll tell you. It was on. I was on the news. The van was in the newspaper. I'll explain that after. So I go to the bank, right? And it was right there on Nellis Boulevard. If anybody's familiar with it, down the street from the Air Force Base. And I pulled up to the bank like I still do to this day. I leave the car running. I go into the store. I put gas, all that. It's just a bad habit of mine. And as soon as I get out of the van, I turn around and I'm gonna close the door and go into the bank, right? And I'll confess to why I was at the bank. But for now, I turn, as soon as I turn, this guy comes running out, and he's dressed like a cowboy with, boots, and he's got this big old hand cannon, right, like a 357 Magnum, and he's telling me, get out of here, the bank's getting robbed. And I flash back to what happened in Sacramento. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna see some shit, right? I grew up in Watts. I'm accustomed to seeing people getting shot, whatever. It doesn't even bother me. So I actually want to see it, right? I'm like, oh, cool, get to see some shit, right? Like in Sacramento. And then, so the guy's like dipping behind the car, pointing. It's some shit like out of a movie, right? Like he's pointing or something like, get out of here, the bank's getting robbed, I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna sit there and watch this shit. So I'm just standing there with the door to my Astro open up, right? And it was whooped up. It was like Dayton's on it, custom paint. It was a conversion, like just hella sick, right? Lowrider status, right? And this little old man comes wobbling out of the bank, right, with a big ass duffel bag and a ski mask on.
Oh,
and
shit.
as soon as he walks out, he like looks to the left, looks to the right. He looks at me, who's like kind of like on the other side of the fight, like across the parking lot, whatever. And he walks right up to me, just waddled his little happy ass up to me, right? And I'm just like, what's up, bro? And the guy with the gun, he was an undercover cop for the bank, right? And it was back then was a golden one. So anyway, he's telling me, give him whatever he wants, just let him go. And the guy comes up to me and he's like, yo, I just robbed this bank and I need your car. I'm like, no, then you can't have my car. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
and he didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have a gun out or nothing, right? So anyway, I'm like, yo, no, get the fuck out of here. And he opens up the duffel bag and I see his money, some hand grenades, some OG Pina hand grenades, right? And he had like a Beretta, like a 9mm Beretta, right? And he's reaching for it and I'm pushing his hand down. I'm like, hey, nah, bro, no, get the fuck out of here. What, you just robbed the bank? You ain't got no getaway car? What's really going on? And the guy's back there telling me, just give him whatever he wants. And I was like, yo, shoot him. Like, shoot him. Like, I know if he's got a gun and he robbed the bank, I'm not, I don't know, but I'm guessing he has authorization to kill this fucking knucklehead, right? And I'm just like, man, will you just shoot this motherfucker? And this guy's steadily trying to grab his gun, right? And I'm pushing his hand down and stuff, right, in the duffel bag. And then so, I'm getting pissed off, right? And I kind of step to the side and I tell the guy, motherfucker, will you fucking shoot this motherfucker already? And when I stepped to the side, the little old man jumped in my whip, and I was like, oh, hell no. And he tried to close the door, and the frame that goes around the door? Because the window was down, and it's got a frame door. I grabbed the frame, and he's pulling it, and I'm pulling the other way, and I'm telling the fucking undercover cop, shoot this dude, shoot this motherfucker already. And I'm telling them, no way, you can't have my car. And I'm just arguing with them, right? Well, we were both tugging on the door so hard that it bent the frame of the door. Then I got mad. Then it was like go time now. So I went to sock this fool, but he backed up in reverse. And then he leaves, right? And I would have to, I don't know how I can explain it, but he went out. Right there's a light. He waited for the light to turn green. I'm like, let's go get him. I was telling the dude with the gun, let's go get him. And all the while all this was happening, the FBI is just mashing, swoop, and they're jumping out and they're telling us to get in the bank and da-da-da. I'm like, there's not that motherfucker right there. I'm like, that's my car. He just jacked me from my whip. Dude, tell me why he made a right, went down to the Caesar Bonanza, and he's waiting at the light. And I'm sitting there with 5 FBI guys, this undercover coward, and I'm just like, yo, he's coming back. He came back, stopped at the light right at the corner we were on. I'm like, let's go get him.
Damn, dude.
Bro, yeah, it can get crazier. So this is when the fun starts to happen, right? So the FBI dude, big old big-ass black dude, 6'5", 320, just a hell of a man, right? He's grabbing me, get in there. And they're asking me, do you have anything to do with this? Do you know this? And I'm just like, motherfucker, you just stole my crazy parked me, waiting for the light to green. Let's go get him. And they were just get in the bank. So we ended up getting in the bank, right? And anybody who knows Nellis is a long-ass, big street, right, on the east side of Las Vegas, where it gets to the Nellis Air Force Base, and then there's nothing. Well, now there is, but back then there was nothing back that way, right? So I'm in the bank and I'm on the phone calling up all my homies and shit, right? Like, hey, man, I'm at the bank and it's getting robbed. And everybody's just like, no fucking way, cheese. And I'm just like, yeah, for real. And okay, so the FBI is in there. There's no like local cops, but they had there's like hand radios, and then I'm hearing the play-by-play, and so I said, well, I'm on the phone calling, everybody I know and shit, and then they were going down Nellis, and I guess this lady cop got behind him, and she's like, I spotted the white van at the north on.
Shit. Hold on a second.
Somebody else gets in the thing, right? And I'm like, yo, just relax. He's going to run out of gas. There was no gas in that shit, right? And then all of a sudden, the lady says, he threw something out of the window. And I'm in there being the knucklehead. I'm in there, well, that's my money. Make sure you pick it up. Right? And what it was, okay, and all of a sudden, the lady's like, you just hear like it didn't sound like what it was, but what it was, he threw one of the hand grenades out of the window and it blew up. So they start having a shootout. They start shooting. I'm in the bank like, no, quit shooting my shit. They're literally shooting at this fool, right? Jamming down Nellis, smashing down Nellis, total shootout. Dude threw out a bomb at the firing mechanism, took out like a church, like somehow, I don't know how that shit works. The shrapnel plus the firing mechanism. It hit like the front of a church and blew a big hole in a church. Jeez. Somehow I'm in there wigging out like, quit shooting my car, and shit, right? So then they I guess he made a left on a shit called Craig. He jumped the curb, blew out every fucking rim, dented them, blew out the tires, there's windows blown out, everything. So anyway, they're telling me, and I'm just like pissed off. Like, you guys just fucking, shot up my car and da-da-da-da-da. So, the FBI agent, the real big black guy, he comes up to me, and there was another kid in the bank, or the young kid in the bank. I guess he worked at a pizza place, and he was doing a drop. You know how they gather up all their money and take it to the bank. And they're like, you, meaning me and him, you're going to have to come with us to the scene and identify the guy. And he said, you're the only person who's seen him without the mask. When he walked out of the bank, he took off the mask and looked to me, and we had a little tussle. And so anyway, we get in, and the cop pulls us, the FBI dude pulls up, and we're like 50 feet away from the guy. And me and the pizza dude in the backseat, like, and I'm pissed. I'm looking at my whip, and it's bullet hole ridden. All the rims are blew out. I was just like, oh hell no, no. So anyway, the guy's like, okay, you guys, is that the guy who robbed the bank? And I told him, man, I can't see that good. I wear glasses. So the FBI dude's, all right, I'm gonna let you out. I'm gonna take you. So as soon as he opened that door, I took off, and I was ready to take flight. I mean, literally like Superman, trying to push this motherfucker right, because I was heated. And the FBI threw me on the ground. They handcuffed me, and they ended up sending me home and shit, right? They ended up letting me go.
Do you have a copy of the news report? You said you were on the news. Have you seen it?
No. I mean, that happened in like 92 or 91. It was like at least 90. Well, it was after I moved. After shortly after that. It was in 91 or 92.
91. Yeah, I had it up on the screen. You couldn't see it, but I had photos while you were talking. I had photos of the good guys. I had photos of the whole thing while you were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go home, right, and across the street from my house was like the little spot where everybody picked it at, right? And everybody was there, and we're watching it on the news, and one of my friends is like, geez, why don't you give them an interview? Now, none of us, we even thought about no shit like that, but he gets on the phone with whatever news was on the scene, right?
Yeah.
So I go there, and then the guy who wants to give me an interview, he goes, well, okay, so I got fitted, right? I threw on a hat that said Watts and Odie, great, purple letters, and I had a sweater on that said cheese on it, embroidered like we used to do in the 90s.
Nice, I remember.
And then the guy goes,
airbrush and embroidery, yeah.
Well, ours were all embroidered, but anyway, like, it comes from me, you go and they embroider hats and shit. So anyway, the guy is like, so, and I'm not ashamed of my last name. My last name is Rocha, right? So, Mr. Rocha, what happened? I said, the guy took my car. I jacked my car at the bank, and it's in the background, right? It's behind us while he's filming, and he's like, so were you scared? And I was like, all you hear was beep, beep, beep for like 30 seconds. And he's looking at the cameraman. You know how you make that thing around your throat, like, cut this shit.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even nothing. It was aired live, and we recorded it. So, but that was, I didn't really care about that because it only lasted, 30 seconds is the most. As soon as I started opening my mouth, it was just beep, 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 because there's like a 2-second or whatever delay to where they could beep it, and then they cut that shit short, right? But I was like, look at my fucking back there, motherfucker. No, I wasn't scared. I was fucking pissed off, but they were just beeping it all out. So
Mike says Cheese is lucky to be with us. It's crazy.
No, that guy was never gonna hurt me. Anyway. So this happened on a Saturday, right? Sunday morning, all I was getting, because back then we had pagers, right? My pager was blowing up, and everybody was like, "Geez, your fucking van there's a picture of your van on the news on the newspaper." No joke, front page, like 10 by 10 color photo of my van, and you know how the bomb squad has that big ass suit they wear with a glass plate on the front of it, on the back it says bomb squad, right?
Yes.
There's a picture of my van. You can see most of the van. You can barely, because he's in front of it, like if he's walking to it. You can see the bullet hole. It was color, and you can see the bullet holes. You can see everything in the van, and the bomb squad do. And in it had a thing saying, the first credit union, first one, what golden one was, until the whole story had my name in it. Jeez. Had in an '87 Astro van, boom, 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 and of course I ran out and got. Back then we were moving a lot of dope, and it was like I had hella money. I must have bought like 200 newspapers, right? And just over the years, lost them. The guy who had the recording of the news, I think he recorded some porn over there or something. I don't fucking know, but all that shit was gone. I think my mother might be the only one that has like an original copy of that. Otherwise, I've tried to look so much, and there's only 2 newspapers. I want the newspaper one. The newspaper one I thought was better than the. Yeah,
you'll have to go. You'll have to go. They'll have it at the library in Sacramento. You'll have to go just look at that date.
But this happened in Las Vegas.
Oh.
This happened when I moved to Las Vegas. When I first moved to Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm so confused. So the shit that I just showed wasn't. I'm so confused. I just showed a shootout.
Well, the good guys happened in Sacramento right before I left to Vegas.
I see.
And that's why when I got to the bank and I didn't jump in my car and take off when I was getting robbed. I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna stick around and see this, just like we stuck around and watched the good guys incident.
I see. I got you. I got confused. I'm checking messages on the side too. I'm a sloppy host.
Yeah.
Man.
There's only 2 papers in Las Vegas. There's the Las Vegas Review-Journal and the Las Vegas Sun, and I've tried their website, tried all that, because I would love to get.
Yeah, you'll just this is what you do. And trust me, I've done this a lot. Just go into the main library and look for the archivist. There's some fucking nerd that is a hero in that building. They'll take you exactly where you need to go. It's probably a microfiche, like the thing you have to look for.
That's what I was thinking. It's on microfilm.
Yeah, they've got every newspaper recorded. All the way back to the late 1800s.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's all there. A lot of it is converted to digital.
Really like to get a hold of that.
I'm not familiar with Vegas in particular, but Los Angeles is a fucking treasure trove. You can find literally anything you want there. Santa Barbara's kind of cool too.
Yeah. See what I thought. Remember, and how this broad came to be back in this community of body moving.
I don't know her at all, man.
Her story?
Tell me. I've seen her. I've seen her. You know where I saw her? I saw her on that panel, Elevated Truth, whenever Chris Profit was on there. And
Okay.
day they
so
were
this
talking
is-
about a man card or whatever when QB finally left the safety of her panel.
whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
So back in the I don't know, late 2010ish, somewhere 2008. I'm into gore, right? I like watching narco people getting their heads cut off and burned, all that shit, right? Just because I grew up in a violence, I'm kind of into it. I don't know. I like it. But there used to be a website called Best Gore, right? And on Best Gore, they had all those like narco clips and ISIS videos and all that shit, right?
Oh damn, that's
So,
definitely not my style. But I hear you. I know that shit exists.
Okay, so there came up a clip. Back then they started naming them like 2 girls, 1 cup, and 3 guys, 1 hammer, and there was one called 1 lunatic, 1 ice pick, right? And it was the story of Luca Magnotta in Canada, the guy who, he killed somebody. First he was killing cats and posting them on Best Gore and
All right, we're going off the fucking rails here.
Okay, well, anyway, they had a YouTube group that were hunting this kid down, right? And her name is Body Moving, and they were on it. They were really, really on it. And she's from Las Vegas, and their YouTube or Facebook group almost solved the crime. Well, they figured out who he was maybe about the same time the police did, and they were saying, this guy's gonna kill somebody. He ended up.
Okay, wait, time out. This isn't the same. We're not talking about the YouTube. Jeez, are we talking about the YouTube? Are we talking about the YouTuber Body Moving? You lost me.
Yes,
okay.
her.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And see, this is how it correlates to me. I was gonna reach out to her now that she's kind of in this community, she's around, and because they got some super sleuthing skills. If you've ever seen the documentary they made, it's called "Don't Fuck with Cats."
I didn't know there was any correlation between that woman and the "Don't Fuck with Cats" people.
Yeah, that's her. She's it. If you watch the documentary, and
what is she doing? What is she doing? Slumming it with people like fucking Cluminati and those other idiots.
I think she's just into true crime. I don't know.
That's crazy, but they're not true crime. They're just garbage.
At the same time, Sitter, I don't like her because, and I don't know if they said this in the documentary, but they pressed some guy before they caught on to Luca Magnotta, the actual guy who was doing that to the cats. And they pressed this guy till he took his own life. Damn.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that documentary is pretty fucking serious. I mean, it's so well done too. That's why I'm so surprised that anybody connected to a project, in such. I mean, we can all agree it's a great documentary. What would someone like that be doing, slumming it with some of the shittiest people on YouTube? It's weird. That's odd to me. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. But good for her. I mean, I don't want to say anything negative about her except the people she was hanging out with are wretched,
Well, I mean, that's her decision, but I don't think she's all that because they did press some guy in before they found, like I was saying, before they caught on to Luca Magnotta. There was a guy that they were saying was the one who was doing the deeds, right, with the cats, and the guy. And I think he had mental problems and stuff, right? I learned this after I seen the documentary "Don't F with Cats," and I was like, "Wow, that's messed up." They didn't really talk about that in the Netflix. I think it was a Netflix documentary "Don't F with Cats."
I think it was.
But yeah, I was thinking about reaching out to her and see it, and I'll pay her. I'll pay somebody. If somebody can get me I'll give them nice coins. I'm not that savvy to find shit like that.
Yeah, hit them up. I can tag them in this live stream with the timestamp afterwards. Maybe they'll be interested in getting in touch.
Shit, anybody.
I mean,
I'll put out there right now. Anybody. I got at least $1,000 on anybody who can get me that original newspaper report with the picture.
We can find that shit, dude, for sure. Yeah, we all A1. You're right. That documentary is great. Do you understand my confusion right now? Like, I had no idea like that was the same person. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that somebody with skills. I mean, I don't know. I'd imagine it would be
Have
like.
you seen the documentary?
I have, yeah. It's great. I mean, it's so well
I
done.
mean, they were on that shit. They literally like looked at the socket and they're like, "That's not an American socket. That's a yellow vacuum cleaner." Who they broke down?
I never made that connection.
That guy Luca was posting pictures. He knew that they were onto him, and he was kind of playing the cat and mouse game with them. And he took a picture on some steps. These people went to downtown Ontario or whatever Canadian city it was, Ontario, and they were just like street view, boom, until they found the steps where he took the pictures on. You can do that. Why don't you go back through some archives to get my picture of my van on that shit?
I bet they can find it. I mean, if they can't find it, who can, right? What the hell?
I mean, she's definitely got some sleuthing skills, right? She tracked down a infamous cat abuser.
Yeah, I had no idea.
He turned out to be worse. But and then another funny. I got tons of stories. This infamous white van in Las Vegas is like made me somewhat of a legend in East Las Vegas, right? But I think we all know the story that I got caught manufacturing meth, right?
Yes, I knew this. You've told me this before.
I've said that before.
Yeah.
But okay, so I won't get into that. But funny story. When we got busted, when we got caught, they were onto this van before they were me. They're like, oh, whoever was driving that van is bringing drugs from California and weapons and stuff. And stuff. I'm like, look, if they want the van, boom, because they didn't know who I was. I just parked there in front of the spot where we were busting out to work, right? And long story short, when the cops ended up busting us and raiding the house and all that, the van was parked on the side of the house, and somebody had mentioned that the van, just out of stop from getting his butt kicked by the cops this time. But he's like, no, whoever drives that van, it's booby trapped and whoopie whoop whoop.
Oh, jeez.
And so when we got busted, they wanted to go into the van. I told them no. And then the cops were asking me, and this is on the news too, because there was a helicopter filming it as we were getting the raid, right? And the cop was telling me, I told him, no, you don't have permission to go in there. I don't consent. I don't consent, because there was stuff in the van. And then they got into, was it booby trapped and this and that, and right, they called the bomb squad.
Oh yeah, see that's how they would get in, of course, yeah.
Oh, Sinner. Mind you, it was just a year prior that van.
Oh shit! Hold on. Hang on one second. I dropped my phone. I gotta put it back up. I got it set up here precariously, so my bad. Okay, you're good.
Okay, so a year prior to that is when the bank robbery happened, right? And then the cops, the bomb squad were there because the guy, the newspaper said that in the newspaper, I've seen hand grenades, and I know a hand grenade when I see a hand grenade, right? In the newspaper, it said the guy had pipe bombs, homemade pipe bombs, which I don't know why they would say that, but for whatever reason, they said on the paper. So anyway, there was explosives involved in this bank robbery because he did go up to church, and it says that in the.
Oh, he hung up. Where'd you go, Cheese? That was not me. Hold on, let me take it. What happened, brah? You hung up on me. Call back, Cheese. I want to hear this. Jeez, man. But this guy's got some stories, I tell you what. My goodness. Let's give him a second. Hopefully he'll call back in. I did miss a call while we were on. I missed a bunch of calls. My bad, guys. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me look at chat. Where we at, guys? What's going on? Victor loves kitties. I think we all do. We're all cat friends here. I draw cats to me like I'm fucking Ace Ventura Pet Detective. They just flock to me. It's wild. Sound like a drum set. No, I had my phone balancing on the edge of the shelf and near the speaker, so you can hear the calls. Cheese, where'd you go, dude? What's going on? I'll call you back. But I am at 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna probably cut it short. We'll see if Cheese calls back, and if he doesn't, we'll head you out with a song that we can all agree on. Thanks for taking part in my weird little experiment. Hey, we got to hear Seclusion. We got to hear SG. We got a little weird. There's nothing wrong with that. It's Friday night. I don't think anyone got their feelings hurt. Well, maybe that troll, but I don't know. What can you do? Can't win them all, you know? Seclusion says, when someone completely makes a fool out of themselves. Yeah, it was my first week at Camp Pendleton, and we had to run every morning, 3 miles every morning. So half asleep, fucking look down. We start running in formation. Look down and see, hold on, I got a caller. So it was, like I said, we were running formation. I think there were, I don't know, 15 of us, maybe 20 of us tops. We're running formation. I'm leading the pack because I'm a skinny ass fast guy, and I'm up front. And then my shoelace is untied. I see it's fucking untied. I'm watching it. I'm trying to run. I'm gonna win this game. I'm not gonna stop and tie my shoelace. I'm gonna run with it untied because I'm an idiot. So I'm doing this and I'm running, and I fucking at the very last second I look up because I felt something near my face, and bam, it's a fucking stop sign. I knocked myself flat on my fucking ass in front of a bunch of grown ass men that just woke up. They called me stop sign for 2 months. Anyways, Cheese is back with us. I got you, Cheese. You with us?
Yeah, but
All right.
where did I leave off at? I didn't even realize it hung up.
Fuck, the chat is probably going to be better than me because I dropped my phone like a dummy.
Was it when you dropped your phone?
It was the last I recall. You were saying that they were afraid that there was some kind of implemented or some kind of improvised explosive devices inside of the van.
Yeah. And so the I'll just double back if
Yeah,
whatever.
go
So
for it.
the guy called the cop that was arresting me was called the bomb squad, and the bomb squad guy came around the corner of the house, and he's looking at me and he's looking at the van, and he's like, "Is this the back of that bank robbery back in whatever month it was?" And I was like, "Yep." And I didn't want to talk, so I was just telling him, I just want an attorney. I'm not gonna say I want an attorney. I know to get down, right? This is my first rodeo.
Yeah.
So the guy was like, he told the SWAT captain told the guy that was arresting me, "Do you have consent to go in this vehicle?" And I was like, "Nope." And when the cop said no, he said, "None of my guys are dying tonight. We're out of here," and just turned around and left.
Oh, damn.
And I ended up going to jail. They never ended up.
They didn't want anything to do with the stink of that van. They were like, "Fuck that." They recognized that shit.
Yeah, they remember it. And like I was saying, in the newspaper report, it said that the guy had threw out a bomb and it blew up the church, but like a homemade pipe bomb. But in reality, it was a hand grenade. And why they left that out, why they omitted that and put in a pipe, I don't know. But I think the guy from the bomb squad was like, that could be a possibility. We're out of here.
I wonder why. I wonder if not to get conspiratorial, but I mean, if they knew that there were grenades out on the street that say were stolen from a military base, oftentimes they won't report it out of embarrassment. So they'll just try to recover that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, because there's this pretty distinct difference between a hand grenade and a homemade thing.
Well, yeah, we've been making bombs since we're 9-10 years old. I know I know what a hand grenade looks like. It was a piña. It was I want to say M6, but I'm not sure about that. But anyway, yeah, the guy, the bank. While at the bank, the FBI had told me that on average, there's a bank, and this was back in the early 90s, Vegas, every day.
Probably every day. Yeah, for sure. I know it's that way in Atlanta too. Atlanta every day.
And they don't. I mean, of course, you're not going to do that for tourism sakes and stuff, right? And a lot in Vegas is people jump off buildings.
Oh man. Well, I don't know.
You'll never see it.
I witnessed that at the Santa Barbara courthouse. Actually, I was walking by when it happened. Terrible. It was a fucking nightmare. But there was also a rash of bank robberies in Santa Barbara when I lived there, and they were specifically targeting the branch of bank called Robobank. Like, you fucking named your shit Robobank. What do you think's gonna happen? Like, it was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, I was like, this is satire. This isn't real. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, so Sinner, have you or anybody in chat, and I can't see chat, sorry guys, but have you ever seen that one bank robbery where they got this pizza man to deliver a pizza out of the middle of nowhere? They put a bomb around his neck and sent him to the bank. Oh, that's so crazy.
I think
and
I do faintly remember that.
They told him to go rob a bank. They gave him a cane, made a shotgun out of a cane, and then he had to go on some crazy, like, I forget what it's called, where you go one place to get food in the next place, scavenger hunt. And they ended up catching this guy real quick, and he was sitting in front of a cop car in a gas station with this bomb around his neck. Something you see straight out of a Kurt Russell movie, right?
What the fuck, dude? I got it. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. The pizza collar bomb case solved, officials say. This is from
that is a rattle. They never
2007.
They never came to the conclusion of who actually was behind it. There's some lady who had a neighbor who could have built the collar bomb, and the neighbor was telling the story about how the lady who supposedly was the mastermind of this whole thing was like had a body
This is in my neck of the woods, man. This is back my way, Erie, Pennsylvania. No shit. I vaguely remember this, man. I was already gone. I was already gone. I'd moved to the West Coast, so I probably didn't catch it. But yeah, I got him up on the screen.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest crime stories I've ever heard of.
Yeah, Erie's a fucking weird place, man. It says they solved it though. This article says they solved it. Let's see.
No, who did they say who got arrested? Because I don't think anybody got arrested.
Woman in question. Let's see. Oh, maybe not. Well, it's clickbait because it says pizza collar bomb case solved, officials say. But I don't see.
Yeah, like they say that the Zodiac is solved every other day,
that's
right?
A crock of shit. Yeah.
And she had a weird name, and it's a crazy story. So you should really check it out. It's got all kinds of terms, and it's just crazy. The lady
notes.
is like
I'm taking notes. I always follow up researching. Well, not researching, but Googling this shit.
Yeah.
In fact, Emmy and I are going to do some true criming on our Sweetie Pie and Sourpuss channel. I don't want to give away what we're going to cover, but there's a. Is it going to be current? Like it's ongoing.
Cases or
it's ongoing currently. It's a potential serial killer, and I'm just going to say it's not the one in Austin. So, yeah,
it ain't me.
We're going to start. No, it ain't. Well, hopefully it's not you.
I ain't been in Texas in a while.
No. This is. I don't want to give away where it is because the haters will just start covering it. I don't want that.
Oh, that's interesting. Serial killers are my favorite.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I mean, I was looking at maps and we're looking at locations of the 7 different bodies that were found, and it looks like a clear fucking circle loop to me. So there's something to this. Authorities are saying probably not, but why not have a look? Why not have a look? And there's this big shot lawyer that's really pushing to have the case opened and show the connections, and he's getting suppressed. So I'm going to try to get in touch with that guy.
Emmy she still has a channel?
Emmy, yeah, she's still doing her shit.
According to everybody, it's tanked.
Oh, that's bullshit. Her channel continues to grow in size every day.
You tanked her whole channel. What idiots.
Yeah, dude, I think we came out the other side of that shit clean. I mean, that's such bullshit, man. Fuck those guys. But yeah.
They'll twist something all kinds of crazy.
Emmy wants, I'm not sure if she's going to cover some of it on her channel, but I want to cover some of it with her because I don't really do true crime here, and she does. I figure we can meet in the, halfway on the channel that we share. Why not, right?
Gotcha.
Next week, I'm gonna do. I keep saying I'm gonna do research, but who am I lying to? I'm gonna fucking Google everything I can and see if there's like if I can talk to that lawyer that's pushing to have the cases connected. If he's really wants his information out there, maybe he'll want to make a statement or at least chat with me, and I can tell you what he said. You know.
Gotcha.
But,
Yeah, if anybody, I mean, the year was early 2000s. The bank robbery happened at a Golden One Credit Union on Nellis in East Las Vegas, and my name is all up through there. If anybody could produce that newspaper article, the news is going to be all right, but it happened so fast. It was just like kind of boring. But the newspaper article, I mean,
what was the name of the bank again? I'm writing this down. What was the name of the bank? Golden One?
Golden One Credit Union.
Credit Union. Okay, I got it. I'll look. Who knows? Maybe my Google's better than yours. Probably not. Same shit, but you never know.
It's and like keywords would be like bank robbery, carjacking,
Sure.
my full name, Astrovan, church blown up.
Now everybody wants to see the fucking Astrovan. Like seriously, the hunt is on, my friend.
The Astrovan, I mean, yeah, it's there in full color, and and if I ever tell any more stories, I have tons of stories about this Astrovan, including the time we got caught for manufacturing. That's funny. What happened? Why they thought there was bombs in it is a funny story in itself. But I'll start with something that's provable, because some of the stories I'll tell, people just won't believe, because they'll seem super outlandish or something, but.
Well, I mean, most of us live like far tamer, less dangerous lives. I mean, to be frank about it, I mean, most people live boring lives, and when they hear your stories, it seems unreal because it's so foreign from what they know. You know.
Yeah, growing up in Watts, I've seen it all. And when if I ever say that, I grew up around killers, I mean, I could say. Well, my mom got married in Folsom to a guy that was in jail for double manslaughter.
Jeez.
My brother-in-law killed. Hey, I know a serial killer too. You would look him up. His name is Gustavo Marlowe from Hollister, California. And it was like, when did this happen? This happened in the late 80s. But he's a serial killer. He used to hang out with my little brother. Like, so if I tell a story, a lot of times they can be verified with facts. If somebody finds the news report or the news clipping from the newspaper, then I'm not lying. Why would I lie? But growing up in Watts, I mean, I've seen a lot, and it's
Patricia
not bragging about or nothing like that, because the goal is to get out of that shit, to get as far away from the ghetto as you can. I don't understand why people want to think that's cool and talk all that.
Yeah,
shit,
well, pop culture has made that like a tough guy persona. When in reality everybody's just trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
I didn't grow up that way. I'm not going to pretend. I grew up in a we fist fight.
And being coming up in Watts, and especially in the 80s when. That's the home base for Crips and Blood. South Central LA is where the inception of Crips and Blood. So I came up in that era, and I've lost so many friends, family members. My aunts and uncles all got murdered. I got 2 cousins doing all day, which is life in prison, and I got 2 nephews, 4 hot ones, murders in jail right now. That's nothing to glamorize. It's sad. It's but it is what it is, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I'd like to hear your stories. I mean, I have some experience. I mean, in East LA, not so much in South Central. Like I told you, Montebello.
Maybe one day I'll tell a story about my brother Smokey, right? And you know what a 223 is, right? You know what it does to somebody, right?
I'm not sure what that is.
So and I won't go into it right now, but maybe I'll tell this story another time. But he took one to the butt at about 75 feet,
Jeez.
55 to 75 feet. It hit his pelvis and blew his small intestines out. Like
goodness, dude.
we we literally had to pack
Trigger
that
warning.
back.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll be another story for another day if we can even go there. But
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I'm all about pushing limits. I just don't want to disturb people. I always like to hear these stories, man, because it's the real shit. You know, it's the real deal. And I think too many people are hidden from the reality. So, I mean, what's the worst they
Yeah,
can do? Take my video. You know.
I could even show you pictures of his stomach and pictures of him with the colostomy bag and all that, you know. And to this day, they're still taking out parts of his lower, you know, small, and because of that.
Wow. That's wild.
But another, like I said, another story for another time.
Yeah, man, we got a whole lifetime here. We're going to be doing call-in shows for the next 10 years, man. This is just getting started.
Right.
My man. I'm gonna cut the stream. Willow wants to go live, and I've been holding this phone up by hand now for like way too long. My fucking arm's falling asleep.
All right.
But it worked. Thanks so much, Cheese.
I'm gonna go into chat right now and see what's up.
Cool.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, talk to you later.
Check out Willow later too. He's gonna go live right now.
Okay. Bye.
All right, my man. Oh, I hope I wasn't short there. I do want to end this. Like, I got to figure out a way to take calls just straight to my computer. Holding my cell phone up to the microphone is for the birds. I need a contraption. I need data from fucking Goonies to hook me up. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Hopefully, this was a little bit different. I see all my favorites are still here. Let's see. I'm going to keep doing this, mostly because it's so much fun. Thank you so much, SG, for calling Seclusion. You're the fucking best. All you guys rock. What should we play out with? Anybody got a suggestion? Something you just gotta hear? Something we'll all like. I don't know. Let's see. Or I could just play my regular old outro. I'd rather enjoy that. Wasn't my favorite song, but it's growing on me quickly. And thank you, A1, for reminding me. I wasn't sure if Willow was going to go live. I miss a lot in chat. I'm going to play you out with my outro. That's what I'll do. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I will be live, like I said, with Emmy early next week. We're going to be covering true crime. Oh, shit. There goes the neighborhood. With Emmy's tendency to keep to fact and my snarky attitude, it may actually be fun. I think you guys should join us. Mike, Zoe, Cheese, Pookie, Headstones, A1, SG, Nanny, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. You guys fucking rock. Yeah, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, if not the next day. But I'm motivated. I'm enjoying going live. I feel more comfortable. The haters are just going to have to deal with me. I'm not going anywhere. Let me pull up the outro. Like I always say, if you find yourselves in an emergency and the oxygen drops down, go ahead and put that shit on yourself first, because you can't help somebody else if you don't help yourself. You know that's true. Until we meet again, sinner out.
You gotta take control.
Go see Willow.
Life's too short. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best. So put your hands up to the sky and live your best life, alright. Don't just let it go by, just try, oh my. Got only one life, got only this time. We gonna get it right. You gotta let go of those who don't belong in your tribe. So cut the bad out of your life. Yeah, do it one time. You gotta work till you're winning. Yeah, take control of the system. When you invest, it's addicting. No time to rest, let's go get it. Not gonna stop till I'm finished. Not gonna drop to my limits. Deep in my chest, I'm inhaling. Believe in testing and failing. You gotta flip everything in your mind. Take the limiting thoughts and turn them into your why. Prove to yourself you're worth it. You deserve it. Push past all the hurt and find your purpose. You gotta take control. Life's too short. Get out of your head, make
a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best, so don't let go. Take control. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best, give it all your best. Hey, yo, never gonna stop, no way, no. Yelling out, hey, yo, headed to the top on our way, yo. You gotta make change, yeah, there's gonna be a little pain, but nothing's worse than staying the same. So light that flame, put the work in, go claim everything you want in this place. It's time to go fast, know that energy is all cash. You could get it all if you never give up, no slack. Headed to the top is a mystery, your own path. Never gonna stop, no, you got this, never go back. I know it gets hard, you gotta love it. You gotta recharge with what you want and think of your dreams. Get that energy to go and get everything. Let's go. You gotta take control. Life's too short. Get out of your head, make a better life instead. You gotta give it all your best, so don't